What is it? It's like death and taxes for the win or something.
Yes.
So DEATH and taxes.
FTW.
And there we go.
All right.
And then we will grab your actual stream. And do you do a tweet once you're live as well, or just one?
I did my tweet already a little while ago.
Yeah, I retweeted that. So.
All right. Awesome.
I'll grab the stream and also do one once it pops up. Just get all the things. Grab that. Put this on my screen real quick. What's your Twitter? It's like Corindor or something?
At Mangaralock.
Mangaralock, nice.
I mean, I think it's about equally as classy as Nykthos.
Yeah. And I can't spell anything. Okay. Tweet is out, host is up, all the good things.
So note, you'll probably want to be watching on my screen share with you. That's the one that's most live as far as timing goes.
Yeah, the stream delay would keep it a little
fun.
All right, so there's I'm actually having like two. I think the smaller one that's popping up in my top right is just identical to what I'm looking at here.
Oh, as far as the Skype window goes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there will be another sort of preview that you can drag wherever you want for if you like close out the window or anything.
Okay. I think I'm good. Let me know like when you do something on the screen, and then I'll know if I'm actually seeing it in real time. I'm pretty sure I am.
Okay, so just for giggles here, I'm scrolling my mouse in a circle on the screen.
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, so let's go ahead and do this.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Phil Gallagher, and I run ThrabenU University, a site dedicated to legacy death and taxes. With me this evening, to give me some help when playing some Legacy Infect, is the great Nick Miller, the Thopter token himself. Hi, Nick.
Oh boy. Hello. How's it going?
It's going really well. I'm excited to do this. So, Nick, for anyone who somehow doesn't know you, could you give me just like a 30-second introduction? Who are you? Why are you a part of the Magic scene?
I am the sideboard guy, as everyone likes to say, at the Star City Games Tour, SCG Tour. If you're not following, be sure to check it out at starcitygames.com or on Twitch at SCG Tour. We do all the Magic the Gathering events in the Midwest and East Coast, and I do interviews and all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff with the website, pick feature matches, talk to players, do all that kind of fun stuff, and been doing that for going on 5 years. Play a bunch of Legacy, not as much as I used to back in the day when we had a more thriving scene in town, but when I do, I like to play this deck that we have on camera right now.
Yeah, and we've given each other many a beatings at the the local tournaments. I will never forget the couple of times I've just gotten absolutely savaged by Teferi's response. Which is not in the deck list tonight.
Not making an appearance today, but it definitely was a good one, and one Zach Cuck kind of put on the map with his builds of Infect, and I definitely tried it out a lot more at the local level. I believe I played it at Eternal Weekend in 2015,
Was that the weekend where you just played against Punishing Fire like 4 rounds in a row?
Yes, but only lost once.
That was a miracle. That was a fun weekend.
Yeah, that was the I went 9-2 in the 11-round main event, which was absurd.
That was a long day, yeah.
One day. And in round 9, which was basically win that round, then win next round, then you're in top 8, I get paired against Kevin King, get savaged on camera by him, and then close out the day playing against a Legacy Classic winner with lands that I beat, and then Daryl Ayers in round 11 that I beat. And then in the Duel for Duels the next day, I played against lands rounds 1 and 2 and beat both of them.
All right. So I want to ask what seems like a simple question, but I think we know it's a little more complicated than that. What sort of deck is Infect? Is this an aggro, get 'em dead deck? Is this a combo deck? What are we looking at here?
I think if you broke it down to like the Patrick Chapin book of like the Crazy Wheel and all his like lengthy books on how to break down archetypes, he would consider this combo aggro or like aggro combo or some little hybrid of the two. It's definitely not an aggro deck. In my early days, I kind of considered it that, but it's definitely a combo deck when you play it. It looks like an aggro deck because you're playing creatures, but the functionality of the deck is effectively a combo deck. You're looking to put together a couple of pump spells and kill them in one shot while holding some sort of protection. But the thing that makes the deck so flexible and so fun, I think, is the avenues you have to victory. Like when you play a deck like Sneak and Show, a pure combo deck, you have to assemble your combo to win. Like there's the theoretical like 4 Lotus Petal, hard cast your Gristlebrands or whatever, but you have to effectively put together Show and Tell or Sneak Attack alongside Gristlebrand or Emrakul to win. Whereas this deck, you can just put a Glistener Elf in play or a Blighted Agent in play and pick away at them over 3 or 4 turns and just beat them in normal combat while countering some spells and doing that kind of stuff and win that way. But you can also do the oops, you're dead on turn 2 kill, which is very nice in a lot of matchups where you can't do that.
Yeah, and I think when a lot of people think of Infect, that's what they think of. Turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Invigorate, Berserk, Handshake.
Yeah.
But so many of
Which is nice.
But so many of the games that you play with Infect are just like animate Inkmoth, 1 you, go. And you just stare at each other and go, like, do we fight yet? No, we don't fight yet. And then you eventually have these big climactic battles involving counter spells and pump spells, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, one thing that obviously Tom Ross, like the master of the archetype, kind of really highlighted when playing this deck is how much control you have over these big battles and how much pressure and how much perceived pressure you put on your opponents by just being this deck. Everyone has to. There's almost no deck in the format with the exception of something like Belcher, where it's just like you have to have force or you lose on the spot type thing, that really puts the pressure on your opponent every turn because they have to just play in fear whether or not they die. They have to decide whether or not they want to block. Do they want to put something up and then hope you don't have multiple tricks or that you don't have counter spells for their interaction? And so you get to just do this pressure. Are you going to use your removal spell? No. And then we're just going to sit here and I'm going to 2 you to death with this, Nexus and a Noble Hierarch. Or if you choose to fight, I get to kind of do some other things. And that's where you can really trip up some new players as if they try to interact in the wrong phase of the turn.
Yeah. Your win rate versus a bad Infect player at your local game store versus your win rate against someone who really knows how to pick their spots with Infect will be vastly, vastly different.
Yeah, and that's something that you really have to pick up over time is something like spots where you have to identify, I have to go now, even though it's not, it's not ideal for me, but the situation's not going to get better. And a lot of times in today's meta, the Death Shadow deck and the Grixis control deck can often put you in those spots, but you can kind of calculate and you can look at the game and you can determine, I can't play this long game with them anymore. I need to put them in a spot where they have to have it and I beat them. or sometimes you lose those games. But there's a lot of decks like Miracles and these slower Stoneblade decks where you can just kind of just peck them to death and make them do something. And then in that case, they have to play to you, and then you get to usually blow them out in one way or the other.
All right. So before we talk about some of the individual card choices tonight, how do you feel we're going to do? How do you feel about Infect right now as a whole?
I have no idea how Magic Online works. So, like, I'm not sure if we're just going to play Grixis Control 5 rounds in a row, or if we're going to play against a swath of decks like I did at the Grand Prix and like you do at normal tournaments. Taking this deck into an open field like a Grand Prix or a Legacy Open or even a Team Open, I'm pretty happy to play this deck in an open field. The Shadow deck and the Grixis Control deck are pretty bad for you. I would say the Shadow deck and the Grixis Delver deck specifically are horrific. But the Grixis Control deck, while on paper looks very good against this deck, they don't kill you. They take forever to beat you. So you can often set up games where you just win with an Inkmoth Nexus or some sort of Berserk combo to actually beat them. It's not good, obviously. Every card in their deck says kill your creature, basically, but you get to pick a lot of spots because they don't have Wasteland. But that said, if you don't play those decks, I like my matchup against almost everything else in the format with this deck, barring the oddball like Mono Red Prison or
Blue, white, red Stoneblade with infinite removal spells.
Sure, or the Punishing Loam deck, the 4-color Loam deck. Like, that matchup is pretty bad, but like I said at the start, even the bad matchups, you have this turn 2 kill that sometimes just beats the bad matchups. So that's kind of why I lean to this deck, because sure, you might get some bad matchups, but your deck has some nut draws too. And I would say if we play a bunch of Grixis Control, we're going to have a 2-3 night or a 3-2 night or whatever's close to 50-50 or negative. If we play against a bunch of stuff like Elves, D&T, other combo decks, even though those decks are being pushed out of the format, like Sneak and Show and stuff like that, I like where we're at.
Awesome. So a lot of what we're seeing here is stock Infect stuff. So why don't we just focus on a couple of things that are interesting? So what stands out to me is this Dissenter's Deliverance in the main deck.
This card gets a lot of weird looks at me when I play it game 1. Most of the time they have to read it because they can't look at the art and just know what the card does, and then they have to pause, look at me, decide if they want to call a judge to see if this is in the main deck or not. But it's when Infect got rid of Gitaxian Probe, or when the format got rid of Gitaxian Probe, this deck lost out on some cantrips and some ways to kind of clear ways or know what's going on in their hand. And worst case scenario, bottom ceiling of Dissenter's Deliverance is 1 green draw card, which is fine. It's not great.
It's a green cantrip.
But it is fine. Best case scenario, you beat all of the cards that beat you game 1 and have a little flexibility in your sideboard games 2 and 3. Cards you don't want to see in this deck are Umezawa's Jit, Baleful Strix, Chalice of the Void. This card answers all those cards at instant speed for 2 mana. And in some of the cases, it beats them in spots that they can't really prepare for or interact with. Like a D&T player or a Stoneblade player is going to put every resource they have into putting a Jit on any creature they have, because effectively 1 combat step with that means they win the game most of the time. So they're going to get in these spots where you're pressuring them. Their entire game plan is, if I can just get this Jit into play and put it on a creature and attack, I'm going to win. Well, that goes out the window when they invest 4 mana, put it on a creature, and you blow it up mid-combat. They have no blockers, and then they die on the next turn.
And it's oftentimes 6 mana because they had paid 2 for the Stoneforge in the first place. So it becomes this 2 mana, get an incredible tempo swing in your favor that almost always results in a win.
Yeah. Hitting Chalice of the Void is huge because, the Eldrazi matchup is, I would argue, pretty favorable, but they can have draws that just beat you. But a lot of those draws revolve around Chalice on 1, and if they don't have Chalice on 1, the matchup is pretty free. This card is just a way to beat that out of nowhere. Baleful Strix, it doesn't feel good killing a Baleful Strix with this card because they've already drawn a card. But it feels pretty good if you kill them after you do it. So, it's fine. It's not amazing. It also has some like weird corner case scenarios and a bunch of other random matchups. Like sometimes you'll snipe like an LED that's in play, or like an ensnaring bridge, or just some weird card, even like sort of Fire and Ice or something like that. There's a bunch of random stuff that exists that this card can hit. And as I said before, seal or floor, cycle for 1, or it's a card you put back in Brainstorm.
All right.
And
Looks like we got a
I am
handful
fine with that.
of people in chat excited to see this deck. But I feel like we should talk about one last card here because we've already talked about it off stream. Talk to me about Preordain in this deck.
So this is the card that gets a lot of the weird looks from people, because a lot of people expect to see 4 Brainstorm and a bunch of Ponders in this deck. I know a couple of people have been playing the deck with Ponder post the banning of Gataxian Probe as their extra cantrips. But I actually got this tech from Dylan Donegan, and he had worked with like Seth Manfield and some other like real high level players when they played this deck like one time like 3 years ago. And they came around to wanting Preordain over Ponder for the reasons of when you play Ponder in a lot of decks, you're doing it because you want one card and then you have a fetch land or some way to get rid of the other cards. And a lot of times you're looking for a land card. Well, this deck, if you lead with like a fetch land on turn 1 or something like that, you often want to play Inkmoth Nexus as your second land. And that means you don't get to shuffle. So if you're like pondering and then you find an Inkmoth Nexus and you need it, but then you have to keep the other cards, you're effectively like Brainstorm blocked to find your Inkmoth Nexus. Preordain lets you find the Inkmoth Nexus or your land or whatever, get rid of the other cards, and does basically the shuffling for you. So it looks kind of weird, but that exact scenario happens a lot with this deck, where your second land drop is Inkmoth Nexus and you want to get rid of some other cards or whatever that you previously brainstormed or something like that. And it has functionality there.
Yeah.
And
White faces. Nick knows his stuff when he's talking about Infect. You know, I'm pretty sure, though Nick is paid to do coverage for everyone, whenever Tom Ross was in the feature match area, Nick was just like standing there studying him, learning everything he could possibly absorb from that man. And I've learned a lot of things about this matchup and more generally from working with Nick. And so let's get into some games and let's see how this goes.
Yeah, for the purposes of chat, it's on my other monitor and I can't really see it. So if you see anything relevant in chat that you need relayed or I need relayed, if you could do that.
Yeah, I'll post it.
I can't really see it.
So on Monday, I got a 4-1 with a spicy D&T variant that was playing Holland Spirit Keeper. We crushed some Grixis to the surprise of no one.
Yeah. I watched last weekend at the team event. I watched a lot of Legacy, and just Grixis control was just in like every seat. And then I saw the DNT player. I think he did a write up for your site, and he got Grixis, and I'm just like, well, this is end of the road for you.
All right, so Nick, I'm looking at a hand with no cantrip, no infector. This is a mulligan, right? Just real easy.
Yeah, it's also effectively like a 5-lander. So yeah, we can't keep this. If it was an Inkmoth Nexus, we could have kept it, but this is brutal.
We're on the play here, so unfortunately, I think this one's gonna go back as well.
Yep.
Starting the league strong.
Yeah, this is how I like to do it.
Luckily, we don't need very many cards to win if things go our way.
You did say we're on the play, right?
We are.
Okay. All right, so let's see a nice 5 here.
All right, so question from the chat. Aside from Assassin's Trophy, anything from the new set catch your eyes?
I honestly think Risk Factor is going to see modern play in Burn at some point. People are going to realize how good that card is. And I wouldn't be surprised if it could actually find a way into Legacy Burn.
I keep looking at that card and going, is this actually bad? Like, I don't know what to do with it.
It's not bad. It's
I
definitely
don't think the
not
card's
bad.
bad. Yeah. I just don't know. Like, can we actually just shove that into some sort of burn or hyper-aggressive shell?
The the requirements for Legacy are super high, so you probably can't get away with it there. It's arguable you could probably put it in the sideboard over something like Exquisite Firecraft. But in Modern, I would almost be willing to bet in 6 months that card's going to be in the 75s of Modern Burn. But outside of that, Knight of Autumn is seeing play. Like, that card should be in any deck with Green Sun Zenith, and I don't know about anything else, really, to be honest. All right, so this is a 5. This is effectively 4 lands again.
Yeah, but at this point, we keep it.
We have to keep this Blighted Agent.
Yeah, that's going on top.
But we're not loving life.
No, so. Certainly not.
That said, we could theoretically kill him on the 3rd turn.
So which land do we want to lead on? Verdant to hide information, Trop to set up my opponent wastelanding me and me just like crop rotating, try to blow him out.
I think I would just lead with the fetch land here. Stifle's not a thing anymore. You could theoretically conserve information, but also we're only a 4 brainstorm deck. Like, I think we actually want to just thin. All right, so this is a matchup where we could still just beat them on turn 3 with that Blighted Agent on top. So we're like super fine with this. If the Blighted Agent wasn't on top, like, I could have almost seen like a crop rotation for a Nexus there, but that's even aggressive for my liking. And I think you just get Trop here. We don't care about
we don't want to play around
a
wasteland if we're already going to be exposed to it.
Yeah, they also know that they can't, unless they're like a bad D&T player, they're not going after your Trops with their wastelands.
There's also some world where I also should have fetched again this turn to
Become Immense purposes.
Feed Become Immense.
Yeah.
But my thought was I wanted to save this next fetch in case we draw like a Ponder.
If they theoretically put shields down and we draw Become Immense, we have them anyway, because crop rotation can get rid of a land for another fetch land, and then Become Immense with Invigorate's enough. All right, so this is the world right here. We could just rip Berserk and kill them. Oh wait, that's Thalia.
Yeah, that is Thalia.
Yeah, we can still do that. We have 3 lands. Dang. All right.
So are we going Pendelhaven deep this turn?
I don't think so. Their clock isn't like, we're still actually beating this clock, so I think we just play 1 fetch land, we attack. There's an argument for just burning the Invigorate now because we
can get it in.
We know we can get the 6 in, but
we'll feel real dumb if we draw Berserk.
Yeah, there's the downside for that. It's also if they find an answer to this Blighted Agent, we're gonna have to probably trample through for damage to win, and Berserk is kind of needed for that as well. Yeah, this kind of stinks. It would have been nice to draw any spell there.
All right, so give me yes or no. Are we firing off that Invigorate?
I think we're saving it. I'm pretty sure if they had a Swords to Plowshares, they would have burned it that turn.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, so like we're going to have another window.
Yeah, from the D&T side, if you have the opportunity to use removal on your own turn, you almost always do.
Yeah.
I see so many people getting greedy and just like going for these mid-combat, like Swords to Plowshares, your Blighted Agents, and then it's just, oh, vines, now it's safe, kill.
They also have to like play through their own Thalia now, which is nice. So even if they find swords, like they have to fear like our interaction. I don't know the art on Magic Online. What the hell was that? Is that a wasteland?
That was a wasteland, and so
that is aggressive as hell.
It's super aggressive, and I think this is the opportunity to crop rotation into an Ink Moth.
So that was their land for turn?
Yep.
Yeah, let's definitely get the Nexus then. Because that means we're like getting in next turn for 2, and any pump spell wins from there too. Also, it's just a nice opportunity to turn our crop rotation into a card. The only downside is if this is a multiple wasteland draw, which is like the only way I can actually see that play being correct. We might have wanted to save it if we drew a Nexus, but Also, if he attacks here, we might just be able to eat this Thalia if we wanted, but I don't find it. No, we can't do that. We could if we wanted, but actually we don't even care. One of my favorite things is just killing creatures with invigorated nexuses out of nowhere.
Note, I think it's probably just wrong not to attack with Mother of Runes there, just from the other side of the table.
We ain't ever
it's not doing anything here.
We ain't ever interacting with that Thalia.
Well,
what the hell is that?
That's a daze. That's a cloud of birds.
All right. A card. The Finns against Swords to Plowshares. I feel like we fire up the Nexus, we attack for 2, and we throw an Invigorate out, trying to get them to Swords, and we can get value off this daze.
And then we just get the sick value off the daze. I agree.
Because otherwise, we're not going to get value off this daze. It also puts us in a spot where we win in 2, 6, 7, 3 turns, in like 2 turns if they have nothing else, 3 turns.
I also don't even know that our opponent does have Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance they just don't. So
it feels kind of like this is a God, I hope I don't die turn. Like if they had Swords to Plowshares, they just fired off on their turn.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters for any reason which one I target.
No, it's fine. I would put it on the agent because that's the best case scenario that they fire off the swords because they probably have another wasteland for this Nexus. The Stays is also theoretically live if they don't have Cavern and try to do something like Flicker Wisp, which blocks Nexus, in which case we definitely daze the hell out of it, get in for 2, they're dead to either threat from that point.
If my opponent had Flicker Wisp, I feel like they would have Flicker Wisp last turn to like untap their wasteland. All right, now they figured out that they're on to attack.
And they played another plane, so that's good. They didn't have another.
Well, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean we definitely daze that, and then we get them to 9, and then we're drawing to kill them with. Well, we don't even have to draw to kill them. They just need to not.
So here, do I want to fetch out my forest to leave like a trop in the deck for any reason, or is it just like get another trop?
This game ain't going long enough to where that forest is going to matter.
Okay.
All the fetches get the forest anyway, so it's just like. So now we just win with any pump spell. We win if they don't have an answer.
Yeah. Infect, very favored in this matchup, by the way, for anyone who doesn't have a lot of experience playing it.
So we just fire it up, attack. They know we have that trop. We put out the thing that can theoretically chump block a Thalia if we need it, but it's also just a 3rd answer. So means they're only attacking with a Thalia next turn, even if they have flying blocker plus answer. Which they could easily have. They could have Wasteland, Sarah's Avenger, or some random other flyer.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of things that could be annoying here.
Yeah.
This Thalia is super awkward for them. All right.
That's how you win with on a 5-card hand.
All right, so in looking at this, I love Viridian Corruptor. I think I like Dismember.
I get the Caracas in there.
And Caracas seem fine. Is there anything else here I'm going to want?
So there's another Deliverance, which is probably playable. And some people bring in Library in this matchup. I don't bring it in on the draw. I find it too slow on the draw. But everything else I think is fine. So what the other cards are? Flusterstorm, we don't want. We don't want Surgicals. We don't want Cage. We don't need Sanctuary, and we don't need Hydroblast. So yeah. I can see a world where we want those cards.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to need 5 to board out. I usually think Spell Pierce is a little weak.
In this matchup, that card does almost nothing, especially on the draw. So I'm fine with that. I think I trim at least 1 Force of Will. Force of Will is fine on the draw because it can beat Vile, but multiple copies of that card don't do anything. Um,
What are your thoughts on the dazes on the draw here?
I like some number of days on the draw because it is a free spell, and that can matter, especially in like they drop like a stone forge that you can actually daze on turn one after playing like a noble or something. You don't want a bunch of them, so I would trim one. I could see a world where you take out all of them on the draw, but it also is a blue card for Force of Will. So if you're keeping in Force, you want some number of blue cards. And in this matchup, I often trim the excess non-brainstorm cantrips in some number. So like I could take out a preordain.
Okay, yeah, I like that, and I would consider putting the other days back in if we go to a game 3.
Oh yeah, if we go to a game 3 on the play, we're getting our days, and
And
we're probably
probably the
actually
library.
we're also probably bringing the Force back in too, because you just try to brute force them on the play. Usually, they have to play so defensively. But this is a nice configuration post board because we have 4 answers to JIT, which like also means we occasionally have answers to just get their vial sometimes. But what's going on here? We have no threat other than Nexus, but we have a crop rotation and a Become Immense.
This hand looks awkward to me, but it has a lot of potential.
So I think this matchup is good enough that we just look for a better hand. Because, like,
If
my
I
only
get wastelanded
my only concern
very
is if
early,
they, like, yeah, the concern is, like, they have a Thalia Wasteland draw, and then, like, your crop rotation isn't active in certain spots, or, like, Nexus is your only clock.
I'd be
And
pretty
it's like,
worried about a turn 1 vial on the other side of the table here.
yeah, because they can get, like, Thalia into Flicker Wisp down before we have a kill or anything. I think this matchup is favorable enough. We can actually just try to find a better hand. We really want Noble Hierarch or Blighted Agent in this matchup.
All right, let's ship this. Let's look for a better one.
Oh, this was so close.
This is so close.
I thought we had a fetch.
So close.
Oh, you sneaked the Pithing Needle in here?
I did.
Okay. I don't think I bring that in this matchup. I think we have 4 artifact removal spells is enough for anything we care about. I guess Wasteland's a thing. That's fine.
I mean, I was thinking Ether Vial. That card's good.
It's fine.
All right. Ship it.
I think we have to ship this one too, unfortunately, even though this hand has, if there was a tropical island on the top of the deck, this hand would be the nuts. All right, whatever. We're good.
This has mana.
Get rid of that card. Just look to draw Blight Agent. We good shape. So post board cards you have to worry about out on the D&T side. You obviously are a pilot as well, but Canonist is like offender number 1. And then like sometimes they have extra white removal, but Canonist is like the card. Did we just draw that Become Immense? That's gross.
We did. So I think I want to get Trop here to enable my days. And if they wasteland me, I literally do not care.
Yeah, if they wasteland us, we're super fine with it. We have Noble Hierarch and play in a handful of lands. So this hand can also kill in 2 turns from now if we go Blighted Agent Invigorate.
Who knows? We might even just bash with Noble Hierarch a bunch and then become Immense it.
I've definitely done plenty of kills with Noble Hierarch. The D&T matchup is not one of them where you kill.
No, there's way too many creatures on the board for that to be realistic.
I've definitely beat Sneak and Show and stuff with Noble Hierarch. Oh yeah? Yeah, we'll daze the hell out of that.
Yeah, we want to take value from the days while we can still get value from the days. My opponent in just another turn or 2 is probably going to get to the point where they just try to port me out of this game while continuously taking
that's a
up Vial.
port? I thought that was a Wasteland.
No, that's
port?
like the ship art of port.
Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty rough draw.
I'm going to play Misty so I don't get wasted. And then, Nick, we had a question from the chat for you. Nick, what's your favorite non-infect deck in the format?
I think there's a world for not attacking with Noble Hierarch here. In case I play another Thalia, we could dismember it. But favorite infect deck in Legacy. That's tough.
Do I care about this bomb enough to kill it?
Ever.
My thought is yes, because otherwise it's protecting follow-ups.
Well, we can't. Yeah, that's true. Or it's not. Our dismember's not going to do anything if we don't kill that. It sucks, but yeah.
And it's
although, like, if we're dismembering that, that means we're not dismembering anything else, which means like maybe we just hold on to it and just like shuffle it away with like brainstorm or something. I don't know. Maybe their hand just has nothing going on, and that's good enough.
Yeah, they are down to 3 cards, and awkwardly, like, this opens up them to port me, whereas previously they couldn't.
I mean, we don't even have any spells. I don't care if they're porting us. Like,
and sorry, Nick. Did you answer that question? What's your favorite?
Oh, I was pondering it, but I didn't have an answer yet. As much as I hate playing against it, I would probably say the 4-color loam deck. I think that deck is criminally underrated. That's fine. They ain't got nothing to put it on yet. They can violence something. That's cool. Draw the Sinner's Deliverance. Maybe or not. You know. Definitely chip in here with the Noble Art. We might actually be able to beat them with that Horizon Canopy. We have enough lands in our graveyard to become immense if they have something really good, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I guess not. I guess not
6.
Thalia.
If it was Thalia, you just like slam that and put that in.
Okay.
All right. So it's
we're gonna get Canonus too.
Oh man, I guess this is happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if not, they put the Jit on it and we lose. So it's just like.
Yep. I mean, it's a forced play.
Yeah, we're on a 5-card hand. I'm not too upset about how this game's working. We're giving them this one. They're on the play and we're on 5. So yeah, I would say 4-color loam is probably my next favorite deck. I think that deck is very good and people don't play it enough.
So
so they didn't block?
They did not block.
Okay, so yeah, they wised up. All right. And we're pretty much out of this game.
Yeah.
We no longer even have Crossing Grip to just get them before they use the counters.
Yeah, so Static Ripped, I've been playing 4-color loam off stream. And I've been quite fond of the deck. The deck's really hard to play, though.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
unique cards that it's just like your draws are never the same. Not to cut you off, but
no, that's one of the things I wanted to say, and the other was that tiny sequencing errors are super punishing with that deck. Like, it sounds stupid, but fetching the wrong land loses you so many games with that deck. And
yeah, the guy that won the Baltimore Open with Loam was really good. He played really well in all the matches I saw him play. He also crushed me at the GP. All right, we're going to take like one more draw step, and if we don't find an answer for the Jit, we can just pack it up. We can like play it out to see whatever weird sideboard cards they have if they play anything else, but...
No, I mean, we're... Ho-ho! Ho-ho!
So I think we just fire this off now so that they can't buff their creature in combat.
I disagree. I want to fire this off at the end step so that if my opponent has Flicker Wisp...
Okay.
Actually, maybe even in their upkeep. No. It really needs to be here. It's like we're losing this game if they have the Flicker Wisp.
Yeah.
So let's not take a whole bunch of damage.
Like, we're not beating Flicker Wisp anyway. Like, Flicker Wisp...
just the 3 power.
A 3/1 flyer is killing us before we win this game.
Ha-ha! Not Flicker Wisp.
So if they don't have anything for Vile, we could theoretically draw out of this. Like, if they have Stone Nothing and we draw Blighted Agent, we could win. How do you see how many cards are in their hand?
They have 3 cards.
Okay.
If you look right here where I'm circling, it's probably super small on your screen, but that's where it is.
It's also, like, really blurry. But that's fine.
Oh, boy.
That's pretty bad for us.
That is. I want to see what they get because, like, if they have a walking ballista, that's super important to know.
Yeah. Probably getting prelate, right? If they don't have ballista, they're probably getting prelate.
I just get a flicker wisp.
Hmm.
That's kind of my generic search target if I don't have anything else to get. Is get flicker wisp. The card just does stuff.
Did it say what they got?
It was flicker wisp.
Okay. All right, so we're at 6 now. If we draw a blighted agent, it's going to get flicker wisp, so nothing matters at this point.
Yeah, I think we are stone cold dead. I mean,
doesn't even matter because they don't have Jin anymore. But if they're going to let us daze it, I would actually just concede and not let them see we have daze in our deck still.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so we're going to just have a juiced hand this game. So we can pretty much count on that.
All right, so you said you didn't like Needle, right?
Yeah, and I would cut Needle on the play for sure.
Okay.
And so we need one more card. I would probably just cut the preordained, to be honest.
Okay. You mentioned potentially doing more forces in. Is that something you want to do, or since we've cut a couple of blue cards, is that too risky?
Yeah, we're down to 11 blue cards. There's an argument that we should probably like cut another force, to be honest. But
do you want to cut one more force for one more preordained?
Yeah. One's the exact amount we want to draw.
Okay.
And daze is double duty in this matchup anyway. Like, whatever, we're on the play. We good here.
All right.
This
Elf,
spicy.
Invigorate, Berserk.
We're days away from this hand being unbeatable, so we're keeping it.
All right. Am I fetching
we also have Deliverance.
Trop here or just Forest?
Always Trop. Forest doesn't cast daze if we draw it. Let's just hope for a fucking sorry, I'm not supposed to swear probably. Let's just hope for a vile play and then they're just dead.
I think some degree of small reasonable. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why you play the deck. Force backup. We had it all, boys.
All right.
Thanks for playing. Nice basic planes.
All right. Good game.
Told you, dude. We
got the frowny face from the opponent.
Yeah. That's the matchup. Look, we didn't force you to put basic planes in your deck, all right?
Just want you guys to know that I've been thinking about fairy tales a lot due to my French class, and so in my head, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall became Miller, Miller on the Stream. All right. It resolves.
I can dig it.
And yeah, white faces. I don't play a lot of decks that have the free wins like this, so every time I play them, it is really exciting.
Having to grind out wins every round is just... That's so much work. As the GP, I sat down next to Morgan Chang. Do you know him?
Sorry, who'd you say?
Morgan Chang.
I don't know that I do.
Right.
Or at least not my name.
He was like playing Elves or something, and like he was like mid game one, like grinding out some Grixis Delver player, just like looping Elvish Visionaries and stuff. And like in the time it took him to like win game one, I turn 2'd and turn 3'd show and tell. Two games in a row, and he just like must be nice. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go get lunch.
Yeah, I've gone hungry in many a tournament.
Yeah. Tell me we're on the play here.
We are indeed on the play.
because this one is not great on the draw because we don't have a creature, but on the play, I'm fine with this play.
So our opponent plays a decent amount of legacy. They frequently, but not always, play miracles. But like this is a good hand. I don't think I want to throw it back if I'm not like 100% sure what my opponent is on.
Yeah, like obviously we could have better hands, and we don't have protection. So, but like, I'm not mulliganing this hand. There's a
Oh God, no.
an infect creature in it. If we are for sure they're on miracles and we like draw a third land, there's some merit to just playing the agent on 3. But let's see what our draw step gives us. Yeah, so this is definitely miracles.
All right, Nick, another question from the chat. How do you feel about modern Infect in the current meta?
Modern Infect's like a lot of modern decks, and it's that, ooh, yeah, I like playing Noble here for sure.
Agreed.
On the right weekend, it can just be the best deck in the room by a mile, and on the wrong weekend, it can be unplayable. I like it still, especially when big mana strategies are good. And with the current trend for the blue-white control deck being taken over the Jeskai deck, it actually makes Infect better because there's not as many bolts and helixes and static casters and electrolyzes running around. The blue-white decks are basically like Path, Terminus, a Supreme Verdict, and like Oust or something, and you can beat that.
All right. Do I want to just fetch and play Blighted Agent here, or do I so that I can attack, or do I just want to like tap Hierarch and leave up the maximum number of non-creature mana?
I would definitely just tap Hierarch in your Trop here because they could like Terminus us, and we want to at least get value. Like we're using the Hierarch for mana there.
That was my inclination as well.
We're also in a spot where we can just, if they force us to, we can crack both, and we can defend our agent on both turns. Because like if they have Plow here, they're going to try to Plow here and then snap Plow next turn, in which case we just beat them if they don't have Force of Will.
All right. Always try.
So if they have like Force here plus Snapcaster Mage, we're probably going to lose, but if they don't, I think we're going to win. Alrighty then. That is fine.
Please don't Terminus me, bro.
Yeah, that'd suck.
Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't defend against that one.
That is unlucky. Dang, that's rough. All right.
How close am I to killing with this Noble Hierarch?
We're pretty close, actually. So we have, it attacks for 1, +4, 8. So we're 8. Oh, he's definitely,
Is that dead?
definitely dead now. Well, how many cards do they have in hand?
5.
Okay, maybe they're not dead.
All right.
So
I can Invigorate. That puts this up to a 3, effectively a 4 because of the Exalted trigger.
Oh no, Invigorate's 4 and then it attacks for 1, so that's 5.
Okay, so that's 5. So Berserk is 10.
Berserk, and that's 20. Man, if we had one more land, we could actually get everything going here. And then, because then it would make both Berserks lethal. Oh, wait. 20 is not enough because the Invigorate's going to put him at 21.
Well, that's fine, right? We shut off fetches. Or, wait, can we do the same thing but with Kicked Vines? Kicked Vines, 5.
We need 4 green. Oh, dang.
YOLO?
I don't like doing it if I don't kill them.
Alright, so they go up to 21. The Invigorate is 5. The Berserk is 10. The second Berserk is 20. Then the Hierarch is lethal on the following turn, and we can still protect it with Vines.
So you have to weigh how much do you like that versus what if we just draw an Inkmoth Nexus or something next turn? But I think for the stream lulls, we just try to kill
I agree.
him.
This is for you, chat.
I don't like putting them to 1. I gotta be honest. That's a rough look with Snapcaster Mage and stuff going on. There's also, oh, wait, Berserk's going to mean we're not going to have our Noble Heart next turn.
I've made a mistake.
All right, so wait, let's see if we can salvage this.
What if can I kick Vines and Berserk?
You're still going to lose the
Fuck.
Hierarch. Is the issue. If any line that involves Berserk means we don't have a creature next turn.
Wait, we have Dryad Arbor. Everything's fine. Wait, do we have
no.
Dryad Arbor?
Not, because that card is terrible.
Fuck.
So we might just look like idiots, but I think we just hit him for 5 here, and then we can try to kill him next turn.
Okay. Quality legacy here, folks. You saw it first.
I never cast Berserk when it doesn't kill the opponent, so the sacrifice ability effectively is not on the card. Unless I'm killing an opposing, like, Elish Norn or something. We could still draw another Invigorate and win. Ooh.
Okay.
Wait a sec. If he bounces, we could protect with Vines, potentially kill next turn. We could also kill the Jace next turn with... No, we can't. We need a pump spell to kill the Jace. We could throw away Berserk plus Noble to kill the Jace next turn. That sucks, though. I assume they are bouncing our Noble Heart, right?
Yeah. I think, like, Vines is obligatory.
Yeah, we have to do that. I mean, and now if we draw Invigorate, we actually do beat them. We've thrown away Invigorate. Okay. So we hit the Jace for 1, and we play our Blighted Agent, and then we cross our fingers.
Is it better to trade 2 for 1 for Jace?
How many cards are in their hand?
They've got 4.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, it doesn't feel good, but it seems correct to me.
Yeah, I mean...
Because I don't think we just beat my opponent if I let them untap with Jace, and they have literally anything.
Yeah, because they might actually, like, brainstorm next turn instead of bouncing something. Because if they just kill it to bounce something, we actually, like, fight through it fine, but... Yeah, this was not a good look. Council's Judgment main deck out of Miracles, huh? That's crafty.
Yeah, it's becoming more commonplace.
All right, let's get that Blight Agent down.
All right. Is there any consideration to getting a forest due to back to basics?
Yeah, back to basics, but, like, are we winning this game if they play that card anyway? I mean, we should just get the forest. The only thing with, like, getting the forest is showing them that we have forest, but...
Yeah, so Welshman, the Dryad Arbor in this deck is usually very, very, very bad.
Everyone gets carried away with the 1 in 50 games where Dryad Arbor wins them the game or whatever, but the majority of the time you draw Dryad Arbor in your opener hand and you want to rip it in half. That would have been nice to hit that Jace, but I guess if they keep just minusing Jace, we're fine with that. We're in the territory of if our opponent messes up, we can still win this game. Which is not a great spot to be in. What is a spot that I will take as opposed to I can't win?
And now we're in the territory where if my opponent has like a Snapcaster Mage, Snapcaster Swords to Plowshare is something that I can't beat with Spell Pierce.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Unlucky.
Is this the concede point?
I say we take a draw step. And a lot of games become winnable when you have Inkmoth Nexus.
Okay. Ugh.
All right, we'll take another draw or two. This is basically this and Storm are the two matchups where I miss moving the Flusterstorms from the main deck to the sideboard. Flusterstorms win you a lot of game ones against Miracles that you don't expect to win. But Spell Pierce is better across the board because Grixis control exists and hits stuff like Liliana and Kate Command and whatnot.
Crop rotation is decent.
Yeah, we have a chance here. Accumulated knowledge. How many cards are in their hand right now?
4.
I think we crop rotate for Nexus now.
All right. And I'm going to crop rot away the Forest. We're literally not beating back to basics under any circumstances this game.
And we're probably going to need all our colored mana. We have to fight this.
Yeah.
If they're countering this, that means they probably don't have a removal spell too, which means like if we win this counter war and top deck Invigorate, I think we win the game.
Would be sweet. Yeah, Lord Darkview. Oh, God.
Jesus. All right, that 4 cards was pretty good. All right, we could still just draw Nexus and be theoretically okay. Still have a fighting chance.
See if my opponent just starts going into Fate Seal mode.
Yeah, they never do that. They're supposed to, but they don't. They got to brainstorm, dude. I can't see. What are they doing?
They're brainstorming.
Yeah. They always brainstorm. I would say, like, for general advice for people in Legacy, y'all brainstorm with Jace way too much.
Yeah.
Like,
if you already
Blossom
go ahead.
Effectively lost the finals of the Legacy the Legacy Open a couple weekends ago from just not knowing that Jace could plus. Like, if he had just plussed Jace a bunch the turn after he played it, he won the tournament. But he did not, and he brainstormed a bunch trying to fight, like, infinite loam deck. How many cards do they have now?
They've got 5.
It's a lot of cards.
Do I want to sandboard bag this brainstorm for, like, one more turn still?
No, because it's just going to get worse. We need this to resolve. We have to find a Nexus.
All right.
Interesting.
So I could just.
They don't have any Infect, correct?
None.
Okay.
But we have super lethal Infect in one go, assuming everything goes right.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
I'm with you.
I think we get rid of Berserk here, and Jace is on 2.
Yeah.
So I think we need the land, the Corruptor, and the Glistener Elf. I think we could play.
Put back Berserk, put back Become Immense on top, intending to redraw this.
Yeah, intending to redraw the Become Immense, but playing out Glistener Elf and then playing out the Corruptor the next turn, and just see what happens from there. I'm trying to think if there's any world where we just crack, hoping to find a Nexus and then reassemble from there, but the game's gone probably too late for that to happen. Wow, they're using Forcible on that. Okay, that's fine.
Doesn't seem correct to me, but all right.
I mean, if they have no removal, maybe it is.
Yeah, like I obviously don't know their hand, but they've been brainstorming for a couple of turns, and I would feel like there should be a terminus floating or.
True. Well, they don't really want a terminus because they want to kill us with a Snapcaster Mage. But yeah, I don't know. Did we just never see a Nexus this game? That's rough.
Do I just crack and try to find a Nexus since the elf didn't work? Because 3-mana Viridian Corruptor forever in the face of Jace Bounce seems bad.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything. I think we just crack it and try to find something better. Like, Corruptor will be good, or Corruptor will be fine later, or next turn, or whenever we play it as well, but having a chance to find Nexus is just so much better. Does this say
just gonna, like, entreat?
On our turn, huh?
Well, I'm not beating that.
How many angels?
Probably 4.
Yeah, that's a tough break there. Let's see what our draw step is.
All right. We'll take a look, see if we find a Ratchet Bomb.
Ah, we could have theoretically assembled. All right.
So I like library, maybe needle, maybe that. Definitely those.
I like Flusterstorms, Viridian Corruptor, Sylvan Library for this matchup.
Okay. So that's.
I think Shaper Sanctuary is just they don't quite have enough targeted removal. Like sometimes it's good, but it's more for the Grixis decks.
Okay.
In this match, we don't need the Sinner's Deliverance. And I tend to shave one of the pump spells.
Okay, so just like Invigorate?
Never Invigorate. Probably the Become Immense.
Okay.
And then, so we need, let's see, we took out 2 cards.
Yeah, we're looking to cut 2.
Okay. This is a new build. I haven't played this many Preordains before, so my sideboarding's a little off. I like all of these cards, though.
Do we trim like a Hierarch because it's bad against Terminus?
No. I think we actually take out Corruptor.
Okay.
And I don't hate cutting a Force of Will because we're so heavy on Spell Pierce Flusterstorm now. And they're just strictly better versions of those cards in almost all situations.
All right, so chat suggests cutting a Crop Rot rotation versus the counter magic that we're going to see. But I think crop rotation is really important to find Nexus.
Yeah, so Nexus is the name of the game. We always want it. And if, like, we're usually firing off crop rot when they're killing our Nexus with something. So it's like that Nexus was going to die anyway, and now we're trying to get a crop rotation out of it. So it's like, I always want Nexus.
I also want to point out that we boarded out 1 Viridian Corruptor and boarded in 1 Viridian Corruptor.
Wait, we did?
Yep.
Okay, that was a mistake. We don't need Corruptor in this matchup. Honestly, what I should have said was to take out the Wasteland. I always forget to in real life or in conversation you take out Wasteland in this matchup.
So
is triple Invigorate no threat Spell Pierce hand? Yikes. That's a ship.
That was my thought. I don't even know if Brainstorm fixes that hand.
Nope. I like this hand.
This hand is sick, though.
Yeah. This hand has pressure and Nexus. This is like the key to the matchup, plus Flusterstorm and Daze.
Like, we just have three different threats of various natures plus double protection spell. I love this hand.
Yeah.
Force. Awkward. My gut says bottom.
I don't think we need this.
I think I just want to draw pump spells.
We either want pump spells or, like, more nexuses and ways to find nexus. Like we want Pendlehaven, like those kinds of things. So here I play
Hierarch and attack.
Hierarch. These decks don't run days, right?
No.
Okay. So I was thinking you could play out the Nexus if you need colorless mana for anything, but I think you just play out the Noble attack, and then you have days, and then in case we days, we get to replay the Trop. I don't know what the hell we would be dazing because they only have blue mana, so it's pretty much irrelevant. But yeah, I'd play the Noble.
I mean,
Noble and attack.
I'll take the line still.
Yeah. Maybe Dismember.
I wouldn't expect that, but I've gotten got by weirder things before.
So now we just drop this Nexus down and we deploy no more threats.
Yeah.
They're probably going to brainstorm here and try to. Actually, they can't set up terminus yet.
They could set it up for the following turn. Yeah. Oh, no brainstorm there.
Let's see. We beat back Noble Hierarch. Well, we don't beat it, but we have days for it. And then, okay. So I just attack with the elf here, and then do nothing.
Okay.
Never giving them a chance for a 3-for-1.
Oh God, no.
And we can just hold this brainstorm because our hand's fine.
Yeah, we might need to use the brainstorm to build storm count to ensure that Flusterstorm counters everything.
Yeah, and it can also just get rid of the days if the game goes late, or find us something else.
Yeah, so D&T plays out this matchup in a similar sort of ways, where once you feel like you're threatening enough, you just sit on that and you make them answer it. Once you do so, or once they answer it, then you deploy the next one.
Yeah.
And it just decreases your ability to get just savagely destroyed by something like a Terminus or a Supreme Verdict.
So I think we let them put the Terminus on top of their deck here, and then we fight Terminus.
Okay.
Like, theoretically, you could strand the Terminus in their hand, but they're going to have stuff. Ooh, they're shuffling, so they didn't even do that. Nice. So they are digging. They're going to probably try to kill our elf here.
And then we can just hard cast days. Nope. All right.
Nice.
Do you just want to, like, tap out for a mentor? What's going on over there?
Engineered explosives. Interesting.
Awkward for us, because Fluster...
Yeah, this is one of those few things that Flusterstorm doesn't beat, and we would have to blow both things on it.
Do I want to brainstorm here? Try. How many forces are in the deck right now? It's just like one
or
two.
Two forces.
Two forces.
So how about this line? We let them have it, and then we animate our Nexus for the attack next turn. Because they're gonna leave open the mana to try to do it at instep. Like, they're gonna get our stuff, but they don't have white removal up, so we can at least get an attack in with Nexus, and theoretically an attack for 2 with Nexus, which could theoretically win if we draw an Invigorate or something.
Okay, so do we want to brainstorm right here to see if we need to daze that to set up a kill?
I didn't think of that. I don't love brainstorming here, but it might bait them into doing something to which we could actually
get some free damage.
Like they could try to hard cast Counterspell on our brainstorm or something, and then Daze could actually beat
I'm doing
the
it.
Engineered Explosives. Okay, so this allows us to let them have the Nexus and kill them, or let them have the Engineered and kill them with Nexus next turn.
Okay, so which one of these do I put too deep?
Blighted Agent. Because we're just gonna try to kill them next turn, right? And then if they EE on our turn, we get to play Forest, play our second Noble, attack, kill him with Invigorate, and have Daze Flusterstorm back up.
All right. So I can just let this resolve here, right?
Yeah, we're just
super safely.
Yeah. If they want to blow it on our turn or their turn, we kill them. If they blow it on our turn, we kill them. Oh, we don't kill them through. Okay, this is perfect because we wouldn't kill if they did it pre-combat. We wouldn't be able to play the other Noble. All right, so we don't get to have Flusterstorm, but unless they have double force, we still win because we just play because they're at 4, correct? We play Noble.
Yep.
We animate, we attack, we invigorate for 6, and we daze whatever they have.
Easy.
That resolved quickly.
Yeah, opponent just F6'd. They accepted their fate.
Yeah. All right. On the draw, I don't hate taking out a Daze in this matchup.
So I wanted to take out the Wasteland, right?
Yeah, and I think I would cut a Daze.
Okay, and then I can bring just another body back in
and a force.
Probably.
Yeah. Unless this is like Joe Lissette, we don't bring in the Caracas because most people don't play like they could have a Vendilion Click or
most normal mortals don't play with Spencer.
People should probably start listening to him at some point. The list he played at the Open last weekend literally didn't even have Stoneforge Mystic in it. It was just Snapcaster Mage, Venser, Vendilion Click beats for the win.
This one feels...
What do we got here? We only have one land.
Like a mulligan. But at the same time, it has 2 threats, double Invigorate.
So my only fear with this hand is that we just don't play Magic. And I find in mulliganing, when I have matchups that I'm favorable in, I just want to play Magic. Like, if any of those cards was a Nexus instead, it would be a Snap, but I just don't know if we can keep that. Like,
all right, let's ship it.
Our threats are also red blastable, which is like a thing you actually have to consider. Okay, this hand's pretty bad, but it has Sylvan Library.
Bottom.
This hand has 4 lands in it. Oh man, yeah, because we're not gonna be able to defend library with that. We need to find like Daze or something and hope this library sticks.
Yeah, we're all in on library here. Library is love. Library is life, and if it doesn't resolve,
hope the top card of our deck's an Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that at the GP weekend, the games I were losing were the ones I drew too many lands, which is why I cut a land from my GP list and put in an extra preordain. But I don't know, some Maniacs go down to 18 lands in this deck, and technically we did with cutting the Wasteland, but that card doesn't really do anything in this matchup. All right, so we could theoretically go for a turn 3 library with Spell Pierce back up. Let's see what they do.
Land, go.
I say we just...
I think we wait.
I think we play a fetch land and we say go. Because we might be able to get him to, like, play it back to basics or something. And we jam this library next turn and we hope and pray. We thoughts and prayers our way to victory. What do you think about just playing this Noble Heart and saying go? I don't know.
I don't know where it gets us.
Yeah.
But it might cause our opponent to expend some resources on it. I feel like we go library and fight before our opponent has had a chance to sculpt a hand with multiple counterspells.
All right. Yeah. So we can theoretically, we can beat counterspell.
We can't beat
force.
force.
We cannot beat force, which is... Might be able to trap them with, like, they have Council's Judgment. That feels bad.
That does indeed feel bad.
I don't think we try to make them break our fetches either. Like, there's some merit to making them break both fetches there, but... Alright. Noble it is. Hope they don't have back to basics.
Alright, little buddy.
Yeah, we've had 2, like, unplayable hands with this in this matchup. I guess game 1 wasn't unplayable, it just didn't come together. We did kind of throw away an Invigorate for no value.
Well, it was almost all of the value.
It would have been the best value. Although, I guess it wouldn't have mattered because they did. If we had waited a turn and then they, because they played Jace that game, we could have the 1 damage from their fetch would actually, yikes. Yeah, I have this deck built to where we literally can't beat that card. I have no enchantment removal. So we just use our forest and we play a Noble Hierarch and we attack and protect.
I don't think we're protecting.
Yeah, we have no protect.
We're not even holding the Spell Pierce up for Jace. Just like, whatever you got, it's fine.
If they're bouncing a Noble Hierarch, I don't even care. Like, yeah, you can preordain. Let's see. If we draw Invigorate, do we beat them? We get 2, 6, 12. No. Not enough. We're shaping up for a nice Noble Hierarch win here. Our Nobles can actually fight through the Snapcaster Mage, too.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so let's see. What did they just do? They preordained and then played a fetch land?
Yeah, and they went top with the preordained.
Okay, so do we think Terminus is happening? And if we do, we can't beat it with Spell Pierce.
Well, I don't think we're beating a Terminus this game. Period.
Yeah, because it gets rid of our Nobles, and then we only have 1 shot at blue mana. All right, yeah, I think I battle with a... there could have been merit to not battling, because we could hold up Spell Pierce if they try to swords at the end step, but I think the real damage plan might actually happen. We could also get a little... if they block here, they're floating a Terminus.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I jammed this Blighted Agent. So we're once again in the realm of our opponent could mess up and we could win. This could be one of them spots where they valued their back to basics as like, oh, if I play this, I can't lose. And our Noble Hierarch draw could... All right, we do get to at least Spell Pierce that.
We've got all these Lotus Petals.
And if they're back to basics, they probably don't have red mana, so we can probably not worry about Red Blast. Ooh, yeah, get in there with that Snapcaster Mage.
Wait, hold on. I just get to... Oh, no. If this won't untap, so I don't actually want to... I got excited for a second.
Yeah, we could... If back to basics was in play, we just eat the Snapcaster Mage. Noble Hierarch or Pump Spell wins. Because right now we get Pendlehaven buff plus 2 Exalteds. Did we get any Infect in?
No.
Okay. So yeah, Pendlehaven is 1, 2, 3, 4, double 8. That's not enough. I mean, this is super fine. We just bash with the Noble Hierarch, and then we're going to get a one-shot with a Nexus at some point, too, down the line. Or, sorry, we bash with the Blighted Agent.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think if there's any reason to Pendlehaven now or not. If we do it now, it means any threat that gets through is berserkable to kill. But we can always do that later. And I'm trying to think if there's anything that Pendlehaven saves us from. They probably don't have red in their deck anymore, so I don't think we're beating or we're not protecting against Staticaster. What could they have that could actually be relevant? I think we just save it for any spot where we need the mana, because like a Vines is going to need an extra green mana or something.
Okay.
Like, say we reach a turn where we have to like use both nobles and both lands, it could actually be a. And this plus any pump spell is also lethal. Like, we don't actually have to. Like with Dub's Noble Hierarch, every pump spell becomes a kill after one attack. Tapping out for Jace.
We accept.
Ooh, I think I would have responded to that with getting a Nexus.
I was going to respond if he brainstormed.
Okay, is he bouncing?
He's bouncing.
So
Crop brought a Trop for a Nexus.
Oh yeah, that gets me hot. We're letting that resolve.
Yep.
How many cards has he got in hand?
4.
Let's draw a Force of Will here.
Flush Storm. So
that beats everything.
Yeah, we get to just fire up and win, right?
Yeah, because
so
you fire it up, it attacks, you berserk, and then I'm trying to think if there's any merit to playing a Blighted Agent to build Storm count.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just fire, Pendelhaven, Berserk, still have Fluster up.
Yep. Yeah, we beat Force of Will. We beat Spill Paris. We don't beat double spells, but like double Force of Will hurts, but
all right, if they have double Force of Will, so be it.
Yeah, my main thing is like another Spell Pierce plus Force. Oh hell yeah! Nice, back to basics.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised we won that one.
Dude, I'm telling you, everyone thinks they've won when they haven't against this deck. Hold up on this queue. I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
Okay. All right, chat. We're going to take about a 30-second break here. Be right back.
All right. Anything going on in the chat?
They're saying it was pretty epic. They enjoyed it. Yeah, Minifer, we did beat Miracles. They played back to basics, but we wiggled through.
Yeah. That's why you don't trim nobles or crop rotations in that matchup. All right, so we got a Noble Hurricane, we have Blighted Agent in hand, and we have a Cycler plus a Preordain. This is the type of hand that like is good against Grixis control, but not great against combo. But I think I keep this hand pretty much every time because combo's not big right now. Say that before we get belchered.
I haven't gotten belched in quite some time.
I played round 8 of the GP for just like for fun because I was already out of contention. And I kept like a hand that looked exactly like this, or might have been Flusterstorm, and just got killed on turn 1 by Storm. I'm like, yes. Ooh, a little Nick Fit.
All right. Well,
they don't have a ton of interaction. They have a little bit, but I like this matchup in general.
So we get to go turn 1 Hierarch, turn
Yep.
2 Blighted Agent plus Preordain, and try to go for
Yep.
a turn 3 Goldfish.
Yep. And if we do have to consider stuff like Cabal Therapy plus sacking their dude. And they're probably going to name Blighted Agent if they do that, which is a feel bad. But if they sack it, we get a forest. So, not all is lost.
Yeah. If the issue is that if they hit on the first time and they name Blighted Agent, and then they hit on the second time, then
if they double us up, if they double us up with a therapy, we're just we're gonna go home crying. But nothing.
All right. Well, so there is some consideration. They still might have something like Abrupt Decay or Assassin's Trophy or something like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do we want to lead on Brainstorm here to try to sculpt this turn?
I honestly think we just play a Blight Agent and pass. Like, I think we save our cantrips, especially our Brainstorm, in case of therapy.
Okay.
And then, like, those cards are just going to be good later on. The only thing we would want is a Vines, basically. Right? That's the only card that we find off Brainstorm, and then we can't even cast it because we play Blighted Agent.
Okay. So, do I want to fetch this turn so that if our opponent sacks the Explorer, we can bring... Oh, no, I guess we could do that later. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can do that on the stack if we really want to.
Lord Darkview. So the reason why we want to play Dissenter's Deliverance is largely for cards like Umezawa's Jitte. And what I mean by that is cards that can take over matchups more or less single-handedly. So things like Chalice of the Void and Umezawa's Jitte are the big ones. But it can get a bunch of other random value as well.
This is the bug, Nick. This is the thing that Ollie's been playing. So we actually have to consider Force of Will in this matchup now, which is something you usually don't have to.
So is this going to be the version that... Oh, God.
Is that... Yeah. I think we just take our Force and be fine with it. Our brainstorm will get better later.
Are you sure? Because this is like the free shuffle moment.
It's not a free shuffle because we're losing our shuffle off our fetch land, right? Because we have to break it to Brainstorm.
Right, but so we break it to Brainstorm, and then we search for the forest, and we shuffle away our crap.
I don't think we need to do it. I think we just take our forest, and then our Brainstorm gets better as the game goes on.
Okay.
It all depends what they do here.
It could be literally anything.
Yeah, they could play a
Curse of Deathhold.
They could play a Thrud or something this turn. It's just we don't know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, Lord Darkview, I have streamed with Nick Fit a few times. I know the sort of shenanigans that can be in this deck.
I played against Nick Fit at the GP. My opponent cast Baneslayer Angel, Carnage Tyrant, and Siege Rhino. I killed them. I still beat them. I had a Viridian Corruptor trample over a Carnage Tyrant for victory in that matchup. So they're going to take our Invigorate. The question is, do we care?
I don't think I care.
Yeah, and then it's if they fire off therapy after that, then we can consider brainstorming. But here, I just they can take whatever.
Yeah, if they take the brainstorm and then they have a follow-up therapy.
What they're probably gonna take the agent, see that we can't protect our agent, and then try to kill the agent.
Well, then I can just cycle into something sweet and get a blowout. And
that is true.
That.
They can't anticipate the Sinner's Deliverance into Vines.
if I'm the opponent, I'm most likely to want to take the Brainstorm. But it depends on how much interaction
I think
have.
they take Agent because, like, I think their deck wins the long game if they don't die to a Blighted Agent. Because their deck basically can't do anything about it. Because they're just like, let's put a bunch of bad creatures in play, and then they'll block everything. All right, they took Invigorate, so they're afraid of dying. What you got? Is this that enchantment? Pernicious Deed or something? Green Sun Zenith for how much?
3. So it could be Tireless Tracker.
Leovold would be backbreaking.
I think I need to draw some cards right now in case this is Leovold.
I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to be Leovold.
All right, so I'm going to cycle this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How many cards do they have in hand? They've done a bunch of like.
They've got 3 cards.
So the question is, do we force pitch Preordain here and then just move on with our life? I don't think they're going to do anything else with this turn.
Do I want to Brainstorm and see if I can just set up for a kill?
I mean, they could have Fatal Push and stuff. But, like, if they Fatal Push and they get Leovold after we have the kill in hand. I mean, I don't think we're going to get the kill in hand.
All right. I think I want to force pitch Preordain and then get one card deeper and Brainstorm on my turn.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's what I was going to say.
There's some world where I'm supposed to pitch the Blighted Agent instead.
I'm never blighting. I'm never pitching Blighted Agent in this matchup. That's our win con.
All right.
So now we get a nice Brainstorm.
Let's see if we can get them dead.
They're probably, if they have a kill spell, they don't. It's a pretty poopy Brainstorm. We get a bunch of redraws if we want to do it, but we also just get to like start pecking away with Blighted Agents.
I think we go land back, Crop Rot back, fetch, and try again.
What do you think about fetch Preordain back so that we can keep crop rotation for a threat?
Sure.
Because Preordain is like the worst of our cantrips and things. Now the question is here, I don't even know if we have to fire off this Brainstorm yet. Like, it's kind of desperation, because like if we don't find a shuffle effect, then we're just going to have
I have a shuffle effect.
Huh?
I have a shuffle effect in Crop Rot.
Yeah, but then we're like forcing it. I always just fall back to like the Brainstorm you don't cast or you wait to cast is always better, but
I don't know what exactly can go wrong on the other side of the table, but my opponent's going to have 6 mana next turn.
That's true.
And I don't like giving Nick Fit time. So I'm going to Brainstorm and see what happens.
Fair enough.
It's not a good Brainstorm.
That's a bad one.
So I think I want to throw both of these back. Crop Rot for Pendelhaven, Bash for 3. And still have a whole bunch of threats in case we get deeded or something.
Yeah, the card I'm worried about is Deed, which is why I want Crop Rot for an Inkmoth Nexus.
But if our opponent deeds, they'll just like take this 2 for 1, 100%, and then we have double follow-up.
Sure. Yeah. I always just kind of am not worried about anything this side of the table is going to do. It's like, what are they going to do? Like play a Carnage Tyrant? And then it's just like, all right. But I can be convinced to do the Pendelhaven thing. I don't know. Honestly, I would keep it for a Nexus, but if you want to do some Pendelhaven shenanigans, go for it. They don't have double black yet, right? Because Liliana could be a thing. Also, like Force of Will could happen right now. And then we lose our land.
All right. Thinking of Liliana makes me want to hold up Crop Rot for Pendelhaven.
Like, I mean, it could be anything, and it's like, I don't want to like let them Force of Will us and get our land and our crop rod, and like I want them to have to start showing us removal spells. Like their hand's probably like, okay, Jace is a thing, but we get to crop rod at a Nexus here if they bounce and kill it, or theoretically kill them. Nice. Damn, drawing a lot of lands.
Yep.
Right.
So I guess I just killed the Jace this turn.
Oh yeah, we killed Jace and play Blighted Agent, I think. All right, so that was big payoff number 1. Okay.
Oh god.
That card has a lot of text, but I don't think it's particularly relevant in this matchup. It makes like 5 power creatures, right?
Yeah. So anytime land is put
So they
into
get
the
2 5
battlefield
powers.
from their side, or put into the graveyard from the battlefield on their side, they get a 5/3 elemental.
Okay.
Which hopefully we just brace out.
Mm-hmm.
All
Therapy's
right.
rough. I think they know we have an agent, so we're probably going to get hit there pretty bad. We'll probably just lose our hand here, but Become Immense off the top wins. Right? We've hit him with some Infect this game.
Yeah. So first one names Invigorate. They're currently at 2 Infect.
Okay, yeah. We just want Become Immense off the top.
Or
More
we can
land.
get another Verdant Catacombs.
And they didn't flash back either. That means we get this agent. This means we have to just throw out these creatures out because we might get in a spot where we have to start chumping these 5/3s.
Yeah. So can I still attack with the Ink Moth this turn and hit? Or no, it doesn't matter if I do.
You just attack with agent. Agent is fine because if they have a kill spell, we'll hit an agent. They can't target our land most likely. And we just glom the board up with some infectors and just do what we can.
Hope for the best.
Yeah. Base, right? They only have, how big is actual Tristani or whatever that card's called?
Titania is a 5/3 by itself.
All right, so they got 10 on board. All right, so we're just drawing to any pump spell here. Had some pretty bad brainstorms this match, but I'm not sweating it.
If they have some sort of haymaker, like Curse of Death's Hold,
Yeah,
Toxic Deluge, anything like that, we're in trouble. But if
in
they
Legacy,
just have more
I
fair
am
cards.
okay with just losing to those cards. Like, if they have Curse of Death's Hold in their deck, that's fine.
All right, I think I just take the 10 this turn, right?
So you have to consider if blocking one of them gets us an extra turn because it'll lower its power for the next attack. So, like, if we block one, we take 5 down to 12. We lose a Glistener Elf, and then they have 9, and that doesn't beat us, assuming they don't have a land. I guess 5 and 10 doesn't beat us either.
I feel like I'm still going to have the chump options available next turn that I have now.
Yeah, that's fine. We haven't done the Siege Rhino math. What happens if they play?
Well, they're not in white, I don't think.
Eternal Witness. So are they going to get Jace or Therapy? Have they played a removal spell yet? I don't think so. This is going to be a feel bad if we lose to the deck that casts 0 removal spells. Brainstorm, right?
And they have a deceptive-looking amount of mana because the Phyrexian Tower can just junk one of those things at any time.
Yeah, I mean, in this matchup, I just like... Whatever they cast, it could be anything. Any spell at any point. It's just like Momir Basic or something. Like, anything could come out of their deck. All right, so they're getting it a 5-3. So now they're going to have 17 on board.
So, what else you got? Thoughtseize. Deal.
Go for it.
Resolves.
A lot of bad draw steps here for us. You can do that all you want. Is this their big killer now? Liliana, Last Hope.
All right. That is...
They get to kill an agent.
Slightly annoying. They've now technically used a removal spell.
Yep. I mean, that's fine. 1 agent is the same as 2 on this board for next turn. They'll get to kill a chump blocker next turn and then kill another one. So we might just be dead, but they're tapped out. We could theoretically draw a pump spell and kill them.
I don't know. We're not very good at drawing cards that matter.
I don't know. That's all that's left in our deck, right?
Hopefully. We've drawn a lot of land. Got 5 up here, another one in the grave, another 2 in the graveyard. So any pump spell is just lethal?
Yep. That's pretty much what we're drawn to. And then we have some redraws with Brainstorming for your Dane. How much Infect are they at?
They're at 4.
Dang.
So I get to put them to 7 this turn.
So we put them to 7. All right, so what do you think about this? We play Noble, animate Nexus, get him for 3, and then we try to chump out, draw another pump spell to kill him.
Yeah, I think that's the line.
Because we have to realize they're going to kill our Blight Agent with the Lily. And we save the land in hand in case we Brainstorm. So they got 3 creatures in play. They kill 1 with Lily. We have dubs blockers on. We have 3 blockers, 3 blockers for 3 units, and they have to get 2 through. So removal spell. So they need 2 removal spells from hand to beat us. Yeah, and then we're still alive off the top.
Well, if they just have 1 removal spell, it's actually in hand. It's actually pretty bad for us because they just take our Infector during our attack step.
That's true. Unless it's Abrupt Decay.
Decay would be sweet.
Because Abrupt Decay don't do anything against Nexus. And I would have to imagine it probably is Abrupt Decay, or they could actually be one of them Assassin's Trophies people because it's new and hot and all that.
I mean, Assassin's Trophy does seem really good in this shell where you're already giving them basics.
Yeah, you're already getting all their basics out of their deck with Veteran Explorer.
All right, so I'm obligated to chump 2 of these, and I think I leave myself with the Hierarch.
So what does that enable us to do? So we're going to be at 5. Is there any world where, like, we draw a sequence of, like, Brainstorm gets us into... No, that's not. I'm trying to think if we have to hardcast Force in any scenario. I don't think that's a thing.
So, like, if we keep the Hierarch, then, like, we're still attacking for 2.
Hierarch means if we draw Hierarch, we also win.
All right.
So Hierarch gives us +1 out to the field. All right, Tuss, you got it.
You can gain that life.
God, I hope you rip a pump spell and kill them. They played so matter. Oh well.
All right, now we're just dead.
So we don't
we
have
can produce 3 blockers. Right? They have 4 guys plus Lily. All right. GG.
That's how I felt like round 1 against Burn at the GP. Where it's just like I play a 10-turn game and draw 0 pump spells.
All right. So what do I want against this?
So random.deck, I would say Sylvan Library is probably pretty good. Submerge has some merits in this matchup. And
do I go so deep as to Needle for the walkers?
Probably. It's probably better than Deliverance and Corruptor.
All right.
I'm trying to think if we want anything else? Do we want Shaper Sanctuary in this matchup? I guess they literally play no removal spells.
They play probably very few. They're probably more sweepers than spot removal.
Cage might be a consideration because they're flashing back Therapy and they're casting Green Sun Zenith. It depends on what we cut. Like if we have enough cards that we want out of the deck, I think Cage is a playable card.
All right, so we cut the Corruptor and the Deliverance. Do we cut the Wasteland? Like, there's still a 3-color deck, so...
Like there's worlds where we beat this deck by mana screwing them, but they have the stupid Veteran Explorer, so I think we cut Wasteland here.
So we're at 61 right now.
All right. Daze also kind of loses some value in this matchup because of all the basic lands they get, so I don't hate getting rid of some of those. I could also be convinced to like cut a Force of Will because we're really only looking to hit like haymakers, but maybe this deck is the type of deck that's just all haymakers that we care about.
I think we need to play all 4 forces.
Okay. So we're at 60 with this?
Yeah. I don't know that I like the Cage better than anything else that's already here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I want Cage over like Preordain. I don't think I do. Caracas hits their Titania person, but nothing else, I think.
I think I'm fine with this.
That deck randomly plays. Yeah. So Elf is the worst one in this matchup because of their stupid 1/1. But
is this fine? Like, I've got to Submerge for their first idiot.
I don't think we can mulligan this hand. I'm not super happy with it, but like the issue is Therapy's really bad for us because it hits Force.
But the first Therapy is almost certain to miss.
Always hit. Yeah, Therapy is always going to be a Infector or an Invigorate, so that's fine. Yeah, let's go. Noble Heart makes this hand really good.
Turbojet Megachrist, thank you very much for continuing your subscription with Twitch Prime. I really do appreciate the support, and I hope you're enjoying tonight's content. We'll see if we get completely wrecked by anything crazy on the other side of the table here.
Okay, so Trop Pass.
Do we want to Brainstorm?
Nah, I just attack for 1 and play my Nexus.
Yeah, I think, like, no matter what, I want to put a Nexus into play this turn, and if I Brainstorm, then I'm not shuffling.
Yep, that's the whole reason why we have Preordains in the deck. Dark Confidant, huh?
Do I just let that resolve, submerge it as Time Walk?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Let's see what we draw here.
Woo!
Oh, man, if we had a green source, we just kill him with... Oh, we don't... So there's some merit to brainstorming here, but... So let's see what happens here. We do... Also, to consider against Therapy decks, it's good to get Invigorate out of your hand when you can and get any pump spells out of your hand when you can. I feel like there's just so many wins that we just fire off this Brainstorm. Like Invigorate is a win. Berserk's a win if we have a land, which we do not.
Those were not winners. All right, so I think we just hide 2 cards here. I have a win next turn.
How?
Right? Next turn I just go Invigorate Berserk.
No, because we don't have we don't have another mana. We have to.
No, next turn.
Oh, right. Through their creature, right? Because they're going to replay this Bob. Yeah. So, but we can't hide everything against Therapy. But they're probably just going to play this Bob again, and we have Force for Therapy.
Yeah. So I think we put back Sylvan, hide the Berserk. Or maybe we hide the Invigorate, since that's a
we
more
hide the
likely
Invigorate.
Game.
They always name Invigorate. So Invigorate on top. We submerge the hell out of this Dark Confidant. We attack for 1.
And we force literally anything that matters.
Yeah. Well, the one concern with this is if they play nothing, Abrupt Decay beats us. Because we don't have enough mana to hold up Vines with combo. And like a Planeswalker would be bad, like Liliana would be pretty brutal.
I mean, well, we just force that. And
Yeah,
unless
and
they
with
force back.
Oh, Level, that's fine.
Do we still
Oh, wait.
through that?
So we're going to have 10, and we've gotten how much on them?
Only 2, so I need to force.
Okay, yeah, my bad. So we're not in the clear yet. We have to assume we've won, but just do it. And if they have force, whatever. Always. So try to. Yeah. Because if they have a force, maybe they force the invigorate, and then we just play our noble hierarch.
Yeah.
And we attack. Here. With mana to pay. Get you.
Easy.
All right. So I'm starting to think maybe this deck doesn't have Force of Will.
I don't think we change anything about our sideboarding.
The only thing I would do is maybe cut a daze on the draw.
For what? Cage?
What do you think about Dismember? What if they have some like random hate bear, like a Malira, or like a even like Leovold makes us to our cantrips don't do stuff?
So we're kind of the beatdown, right?
Yeah.
So do we want to be playing answers? Like, isn't our plan Goldfish?
Our plan is to be the beatdown. My only issue is sometimes Daze just doesn't do anything in this matchup. And theoretically, Dismember like clears away a blocker. But
like the only reason I'm a little hesitant on Dismember is because it's really bad against their initial first play.
Yeah, it's horrible against Explorer. Yeah. All right, I'm fine with this.
Okay. We do not know if our opponent plays Baleful Strix or not. We have not seen any. It would be a reasonable card to play in the shell.
Maybe we should put in the Corruptor over the Daze.
This hand looks reasonable but not insane.
Yeah, this hand's fine. The worst part is we have the Forest in our hand.
Yep.
So we get no value off their stupid Explorer.
Speak of the devil.
Yep. Well, whatever. I think we just play a Noble Hierarch and do our thing.
I'm going to go ahead and play this off of a fetch to represent.
Let's make a pause for a second. Do you think there's any world where Elf is better here?
I don't think we can get a kill next turn. The only way we get a kill is if our next card is Brainstorm and we Brainstorm into 2 perfects.
Yeah, and that involves them getting rid of the 1/1. So yeah, all right, let's get the Noble down. I just wanted to pause because there's.
Yeah. Of note, though, for not playing out the Elf, if our opponent does have like the turn 2 therapy, we might lose double Elf.
Yeah. I mean, they're never naming Glistener Elf. They're going to name Blighted Agent here, or a Invigorate. So.
Yeah, really hoping they whiff on the first therapy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Brainstorm.
Yeah. Our deck is like really hard to therapy against too. There's so many cards that are bad for them. So they're going to get their value. They know we have our forest in hand, so we're just going to lose most likely our Glistener Elves. But there's also a world where they take Blighted Agent here. Although they seem to misvalue Blighted Agent in game 1, where they let us have the extra one. So they're probably going to just try to get the 2-for-1 here. Although I think
the 2-for-1 is the obvious play.
Yeah. I
but
think
the
in the
Blighted
grand scheme
Agent
of
might be
things,
the
the Blighted
correct
Agent
play.
is the better play.
Yeah.
Especially when we have vines to protect it.
We'll say no to that. Make it look like a misclick rather than not finding it.
Are they brainstorming with Cabal Therapy on the stack?
Yep.
What is going on here? Did they
They
already shuffle off Explorer?
yes. They're
I think they
they're
did that.
looking for more information to figure out what to name.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen hold
That's
priority therapy so I can brainstorm before. That's a first.
this is unique. All right, Glistener Elf 2-for-1.
That's yep. All right. Nexus would be a nice draw. God, that's brutal. Get another one.
Another friend.
All right. A good thing to think about though is our opponent is playing 1-mana 1/1s in their deck. So like those are cards they have drawn this game. We just play our Tropical Island and our Blighted Agent with our Noble Hierarch so that we can hold up Forest in case they have some weird sweeper that kills our thing and then we can protect it. Or like a, I don't know, like a -1 effect or some kind of weird thing. We do have the chance of like finding a brainstorm and getting this Forest back in our deck. Is that Ghost Quarter?
Womp womp.
God, what a green.
What a fucking beating.
That means they're going to have like Ramunek Excavator or something coming for us.
What the fuck is happening? Oh god, why?
We knew that was happening.
Yeah.
This fucking basic forest in our opening hand has lost us the chance to get one land 4 times. 3 times.
All right. Well,
that's a good draw.
Good news.
It's a good draw.
Good news.
No, we needed to play that with Trop.
All right. Why do we need to play that with Trop?
Because if they have another Ghost Quarter or Wasteland, we don't have green mana up to protect our agent.
Ah. Do we actually play around a second Ghost Quarter?
I mean, you gotta play around everything. We're pretty limited to what we're doing here.
Ooh. Ooh.
How many cards are in their hand?
2.
Huh. So let's see. No Infect, and we're at 16. They have 2 cards. So the... What do you think about firing off just Become Immense?
I like it.
Because it means agent's lethal next turn. It protects us a little bit from a Thoughtseize taking our 2 pieces. Like if they have something, it makes all our pump spells lethal, and then we still get to keep Vines to protect against 1 spell. I think they know about our Vines, so we're not going to bait them into a removal spell here. Unless they have 2 removal spells. But they have 2 removal spells. I don't know if we're winning. And just get them for 8. And say, what are you going to do to us?
I don't think I want to say that.
Well, I mean, it's nothing bad. It's going to be like Thragtusk or something.
Woo!
Oh, they conceded? Nice. You were a little ahead of me there. There. See? When you play against the nonsense, you do aye. Nothing cleans out the trash in this format like Infect. Not to insult the opponent's deck, just as a general statement.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to just beat the non-tier 1 decks, I don't know if there's a deck that does it better than Infect.
So a lot of the hyper fast combo decks that have alternate angles of attack, like Infect and Elves, are super punishing for a lot of the like tier 3, tier 4 decks that don't see a lot of play.
Not that that's like something you should be like, oh, I'm going to play Infect now, but it's just a nice little caveat that the deck has. That's just like my record against the Nick Fitz, the Burns, the random stuff in the format is just like infinitely positive.
Which is sort of like the opposite for D&T, right? Because D&T is this deck that's like super geared towards beating the meta. So your opponent's like, I cast a 6-mana 6/6. What?
I'm gonna go home now.
Guess I lose.
It's funny because like that exact interaction is what's happening in Magic Arena for me right now. So I'm playing like just the random constructed ladder, and I'm just playing this like green-red deck with 5/5 hasty trampling creatures, and it's just like no one has anything to interact with that card. They're just like geared to beat these X2s and X3s, and it's just like I play 3 big creatures and you can't kill them, and now you're dead. It is basically the same thing as D&T. You're equipped to beat all this like meta stuff, and then someone casts a Siege Rhino and a Sarah Angel, and then you're in trouble.
So, as a whole, you've liked Arena, right? You know, like formats that are on it aside, like you really like the product.
I am finally at the point where I can be like, if a friend wants to learn how to play Magic, I can be not embarrassed to recommend them something. Because like, obviously we're playing Magic Online right here, but like I have been pretty vocal about never playing this program and never recommending it to anyone, unless you're just the spikiest spike trying to get as good as you can. So what's our situation? Are we on play or draw here?
So we're gonna be on the draw. The last time I played against this opponent, they were playing the like mono blue painter deck.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean they're still on that. It looks to me like we have a reasonable hand.
I think our hand is fine. Mono blue painter aside, I'm pretty sure Blighted Agent is the nuts there. So they're going to have Psy and random blockers for our Nexus, but I think we're going to be pretty IA with Blighted Agent. And we get to like preordain turn 1. So, or theoretically draw something good. So I'm keeping this hand. Yeah, I like Arena though. Mono red. All right, so just actual painter.
All right. Color shifted.
All right. Our hand isn't particularly great against this deck. Instead of preordaining, I think we play the fetch land here, and we get a forced if we have to.
Yeah.
Because
it's a touch awkward, but if they just moon.
Yeah, and unfortunately that still shuts us off of our entire hand, but it gives us weird windows to win where we draw Noble Hierarch plus then get to play our Blighted Agent or our Glistener Elf or something. And if they don't moon us, then we at least get to play an agent and fetch our basic forest.
The only thing that's super awkward about this is that if we have to daze, we are fetching a Trop, and then we cut ourselves off of the forest for later turns.
Oh, I completely didn't realize we have a daze in our hand. All right, my bad. I probably would have considered that differently if I knew we had daze, because we could have just preordained them daze, whatever they played. My B. The invocation art threw me for a loop.
Yeah, so when I submit my orders, I usually don't look at what art has been selected.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we don't care about this card. It's going to give him a lot of card advantage, but...
It does fly.
But
I think we're winning with Blighted Agent.
The only issue is Blighted Agent gets killed by all their blasts. So maybe we do daze this, unfortunately losing our only access to our forest. Although we have crop rotation if we theoretically need to do it next turn, and then we could play out Trop next turn, hold up crop if we need to. If this wasn't Painter and every one of their blasts killed our Blighted Agent, I think we would have probably just been fine with this. Or if they have Simeon's Spirit Guide, we're going to be pretty unhappy. All right. We'll call that a victory for now.
Ish.
Yeah. All right. So I think we just play our Trop and say go.
What an awkward world.
Yeah, that's the only downside of being on the draw here in this matchup. They didn't have like a nutty start. Like obviously they could just play Painter this turn or whatever, and we'd be in a pretty bad spot. But Goblin Welder, sure thing.
That's happening.
I mean, that's
Don't
fine.
care about that.
It's not doing
Whatever happens
yet.
here, I might.
Is that Chalice?
That's a Painter's Servant.
Oh. Okay, so we have Descender's Deliverance in our deck, and we could theoretically brainstorm for a force as well. So I'm pretty sure we just have to brainstorm here. If we brick, we can upkeep.
Crop Rot to
that
shuffle.
Doesn't even get us anywhere because we don't have 2 mana at that point.
Uh-oh.
This is a yikes. All right, so are we dead next turn?
Yeah.
Maybe we should have just crop. Nah, like we can't blind Crop Rot for Nexus there and then try to like.
No, it's so
we,
insane.
We don't even have like a brainstorm to get us enough invigorates. All right, yeah, I mean that sucks.
Yep, we're 100% dead, right? I'm not missing anything. Just like no out since I can't kill them, and we can't somehow draw Descender's Deliverance.
How much mana does it take to activate?
It's 3.
So we could theoretically find Wasteland.
I could upkeep Crop Rot for Wasteland.
Hit
Wasteland
Hope they don't have more mana.
All right.
That's all we have. We have to do it.
Yep.
How do you feel about not upkeeping it, but draw stepping it so that we can do that and get a Noble Heart on board so we can get some headway going?
Okay, sure.
So theoretically, like this is such a long shot that we need them to brick on mana anyway. That way we can at least develop our board.
All right, so what do I put back? Like Agent and
like the Preordain, like 1 Preordain for sure. This game ain't going long enough to use our Preordains,
all right,
or at least 2 of them.
Agent, Preordain goes back. Okay, so chat just pointed out if I upkeep Crop Rotate and I draw Descender's Deliverance,
all right,
that
so
gives 1 more out.
Yep. So we get Wasteland off Crop Rot, and then that gives us a fresh draw to get Descender's Deliverance. Yep.
Yeah, if we get blasted on literally any card, we die.
Yeah, we were okay with that from the get. Okay.
All right.
So now we waste their Tomb, and we play Noble.
Do I do this off of Fetch for Forest?
Yeah.
That seems correct.
I mean, it probably doesn't matter, to be honest.
Yeah, they probably just have a mana source and I'm going to die.
Well, it's like, even if they don't, like, when will that matter? Like, maybe, okay, so because if they have mana source, they're not playing Blood Moon, they're killing us. So, like, I think we just get Trop there for what it's worth. Okay, whatever.
Womp, womp, womp. Monkeys can't cry. That was a great line. Thank you for pointing that out, by the way.
Okay, so we want Needle, we want Corruptor, we want Deliverance, we want Dismember, and I think we want the Force of Will here.
Probably a Hydroblast too, for obvious reasons.
And then from there, I don't think anything else matters. They're not really playing, like, all their artifacts don't involve Flusterstorm, so Flusterstorm's only going to be, like, Red Blast or something weird. It could be, like, Pyrokinetics or Pyro, whatever that card is.
Pyrokinesis.
Yeah. Suarez has played that card against me before out of that deck. So
Cheesehead, if you have any questions about the cards that are on screen, you can scroll over them on the Cardboard Live extension on the left-hand side of the screen. If you click the little box that has like the card with the microphone on it, that'll pop out the whole deck list, and you can scroll over all of the cards. All right, Nick, what are we boarding out?
All right, so in this matchup, I tend to take out a Vines because it's really slow and doesn't protect much other than like an agent occasionally. A Preordain, and I definitely like the Spell Pierces. I don't want to get rid of that. This is tough. I have not played this matchup in a long time.
Sorry, was that you don't want to get rid of that?
Yeah, I definitely want to keep Spell Pierces for now. We got to think a little harder on this one. I haven't played this matchup in a while.
Okay. Like, am I supposed to just trim a pump spell or something?
If you trim a pump spell, you trim Become Immense, so that's fine. Daze probably isn't great. Like, it hits Blood Moon and stuff, but like when they have Ancient Tombs, it's not amazing. And we already have like a Blue Blast, so I'm fine with like a Daze or something.
Okay.
How many cards are we at here?
We're at 61. Do you just want to cut another Vines or something?
I feel we need some amount because we still need to be able to kill them quickly.
Crop Rot?
I'm fine with that. It's fine at getting us a force, but usually we fetch for a forced. Yeah, that's actually a good call. I think I'm fine with this.
Yeah, the only other thing I was thinking about was the Wasteland, but like they're kind of
Wasteland has
a 3-color deck in a weird sort of way.
Yeah.
Because like they have a lot of colorless lands and they've also splashed white. This hand looks
I like
solid.
this hand despite not having any counter magic and any pump, but well, I guess we have a Daze.
We lead on Hierarch, right?
Yeah. We don't have any way to kill him next turn, so we definitely just... And I think we get Chop here. We can Daze a Blood Moon, and we have a bunch of blue cards in our hand. Like, there's a chance we need a Preordain plus Blighted Agent at some point. Oh, we only have one land. Okay. I see this Daze art, and it just is a non-card.
All right, well, that happens.
I'm fine with Grindstone. We don't fight over that. Okay.
Am I fine with firing off the Brainstorm and trying to sculpt this?
I think I would rather Preordain.
Okay.
Right?
I could see that, so we're
looking
don't
for
miss.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get our land.
And
I don't know what that card is. That's impossible to read on my screen.
Brainstorm's the other one.
Cool. Yeah, we take the land. We get to lay out Agent. We have Daze Protection if they have. The other piece is Painter, right? That costs 2.
Yeah.
All right. We don't lose because we get to dismember the Painter the next turn. So, yeah, just play our Agent. Try to start clocking. And now we have fresh cards on top of our deck for this Brainstorm to try to kill them.
Yeah, so to just follow up with some of the Cardboard Live comments in chat, I'm a huge personal fan of Cardboard Live. They are also one of my sponsors. They're going to do some really cool streams in the future. Or sorry, some really cool things for both online and paper Magic streams in the future. We're sort of like in beta right now, and there's going to be like I think they're calling it V1 or V2 or something like that coming out in probably about 2 weeks. It's going to have a whole bunch of new features. I would expect to see Cardboard Live in more and more both digital and paper streams. Ew!
Lista.
That is That is rough. Not even days in
Why?
that.
Oh man,
The
this
what?
this this is not fun.
Nerf Blaster, thank you very much for your continued support. 7 months is a really long time.
Walking ballista. That card has hurt Infect in so many weird ways.
You can have the second grindstone, buddy.
Yeah. Start grindstoning us. We're still alright though. We still have this Glistener Elf. They don't tend to play many blockers.
Brainstorm yet or wait?
I say we wait one more turn.
All right. So do I attack for 1? Just take the chip shot since I have Ancient Tomb. Like I still get to hold up 1 mana for Dismember by doing so, and Daze and Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them know.
But I'll attack first.
Yeah, I mean they don't have any mana.
Pyrokinesis reasons.
I mean that's the card. We're forcing that card no matter when it comes down. But yeah. I guess we don't force it if they play it right now for some reason. But I think they kept this hand on the strength of Ballista, Grindstone, Soul Land. So, like, there's a good chance the rest of their holdings are just kind of like, again, this is a deck that could just be anything.
Yeah. So the thing about Painter is that unless you get the Smuggler's Copter into play, you don't really have any manipulation. You just...
Yeah, they don't have top anymore.
You play what you play. Losing top hurt.
Also, they have to have a creature with Copter to even be a thing. Canonist, huh?
Well, I guess that's fine. Like, I can just let that resolve and dismember it if it becomes relevant.
Sure. Yeah.
Do I want to brainstorm?
The only thing is we actively can't attack through that. Maybe we just let it happen and then kill it.
Okay. And I should do this on their turn, I guess, because they've already played their 1 spell.
Yeah. And it's like, or do it at their instep or whatever. But yeah. But it's like, if they had Painter Servant, they're jamming that card anyway.
Neat.
I like that. All right, let's get in for 2.
Do I want to brainstorm to see if I get the kill, or is this just like
nope. We're pecking it away, and then we're going to play this Pithing Needle. Because we haven't drawn anything yet that we're actively looking to throw away to this brainstorm yet. And like fishing for the kill requires a lot of perfect cards. I've done it many times, but like the allure of getting the kill is often overblown to what the card actually does. And you never know if next turn we need Daze and Force. Like they could play whatever, Pyroclasm or something weird, and then have a way to like fight for it. So like why? At this point, they have to have an answer to the needle, so I just force this.
Yeah, I agree. It just, like, it's going to feel so bad if they have blasts.
Yeah, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, there's a world where, well, yeah, we can't even daze it, so it's just like, whatever. Just force, pitch, or daze. The only thing...
Am I supposed to brainstorm first to bait it? Bait a blast?
Do you think they're going to fire it off on a brainstorming response? I don't think so. Right. I think I think we just do this because like they still have to get like Painter plus Blast to blow up our Pithing Needle at this point. Like we need our dudes and we need our needle. Jesus, they have a bunch of stuff that's bad against us. I don't remember this matchup being this bad. Ensnaring Bridge.
Actually, this is okay right now.
Noble Heart beats that card. I don't even care about that card. It takes a while, but it beats it. How many cards they have by anyway?
They have 1.
Oh, yeah. Glistener Elf gets to attack. So now that we have a fetch, I think we fire off this brainstorm because the window to kill could actually come up. How much infect do they have? 4?
2.
2. All right, become mince wins. With that we cut, so never mind.
Opponent's pausing for a long
If they
time.
red
Here.
blast this, then like, ooh, this is so good.
So
We just
put back land, then
we put back
force,
land force. We play our noble
hierarch,
and we just attack. And then if they have pyrokinesis or whatever, we save our glistener elf and we just try to get there that way.
All right. So
And
do I want to draw
fetch
this
land
force
on top so that we can?
Do I want to? No, I actually don't want to draw the force.
We're keeping Noble Invigorate from this hand, and we're putting fetch land on top to shuffle away the force.
Okay.
So let's think. How much damage is this right now? They have 1 card in hand. Assuming it's a land, if they draw another land, they can't empty their hand. If they empty their hand, we have to go on the Noble Hierarch plan. So I'm trying to think if we want to burn this Invigorate or not. Nah, Invigorate will be good next turn, too, if they have 1 card.
Yeah,
Ignore
so
me.
Just attack with the elf.
Yep.
All right. In all seriousness, is there a world where we just attack with the Hierarchs instead? Since my opponent has Ancient Tomb?
There is a world, but this kills them next turn if they don't have anything, whereas Noble is going to take more turns. Like, it's splitting the difference sucks, but like, you know, this is a turn. This kills them in 2 turns versus killing them over like 4. And we're gonna have to hard cast that Invigorate. But that's fine. There's a chance they just have land, and they die.
All right, they've got land and Simian Spirit Guide.
That's fine.
That does not matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it buys some time.
Yeah, they have no cards in hand now, right?
Yeah, none.
So now we're on Glistener, or we're on Noble Hierarch plan.
Yep.
Play out this fetch land and beat. This beats Ape, right? It's gonna be a 2/3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Killing through bridge is one of my favorite things with this deck. They got another monkey.
Uh-oh.
Recruiter. That's fine. They don't have a combo.
They have a walking ballista.
In their graveyard.
They might have another.
Yeah.
Please, sir. No ballista.
There are not enough pithing needles in the world that we could have to shut down the things in this deck.
Goblin Crater Maker.
That's a shock on a creature. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's a one-off. We can beat that card.
It can also destroy Pithing Needle.
I'm not even mad.
No. No.
I love that card. That's nice. They also have like this wild triple block on our Noble Hierarch.
It's okay. Then we can invigorate.
Ooh.
Is that lethal if they don't block?
No, we don't have enough to.
Oh, no, I can't.
Because we have to hard cast them to start beating them.
All right.
We definitely attack.
Yep.
They're drawing off the top like we are. Crater Maker. We have to be aware that we don't fire off and invigorate and then have to use the other one if they like Crater Maker us. Okay, so
do I?
So we already have Exalted triggers, correct? So he can't just shock this and kill it.
Yeah, so the invigorate's free essentially to hard cast.
Because he has 3+, he has 5 power, and we have a 6 toughness. Yeah, he should have shocked it pre-combat. If that was his plan. He might be trying to just hit our needle and then beat us with the combo if he draws it.
This game got all sorts of weird.
Glorious 2-for-1 here. Berserk? Nah, Berserk. Berserk would have killed the second Invigorate, probably. Alright, hope he's ready to start chumping with that Crater Maker. That card is nice. I completely forgot about that card. That goes in Goblins, too.
I played against a Delver opponent that was playing multiple of them main deck.
That's aggressive.
Ooh.
Ooh, Corruptor. All right, so we get to shoot down bridge, attack with elf. He has to block, and if he doesn't, he's dead. And if he tries to blow it up pre-combat, we have invigorate, and he loses.
Yup.
Get your bridge. Get in there with the Glistener Elf.
Oh, we win.
Well, he could chump out and then like have volcanic fallout or whatever that card is.
All right, so there's no blocks. I just invigorate, right?
It already has the pumps from nobles. Yeah. He has no cards in hand.
He has one card in hand. I think if he had a fallout effect, he just would have used it, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something else though. What? God. This deck runs Chalice, so they're not going to have Bolt or anything like. Well, they might have it. They don't always run Chalice because they have. No, they don't run Chalice. How much Infect does this put him to if he doesn't block?
It's 8. I think I do it.
Because there's a world where we just do this again next turn. But YOLO, just beat him. If he has to throw that away plus whatever card he has in hand, we beat him with Noble Hierarchs, unless it's exactly Pyrokinesis, because then he blows up our nobles too.
And our opponent concedes.
Okay.
All right. Does anything change?
The only thing I would consider is maybe this Daze on the draw is going to just like do nothing.
Do I want this Become Immense back in?
Probably. What about maybe Vines over that card? Actually, no. Become Immense is castable under Blood Moon with a Noble Hierarch, whereas Vines is never kickable. Like, you have to have Noble plus Forest. Yeah. Let's just do this.
Yeah. Goblin Crater Maker is a card that I looked at it and went, wow, that card's pretty good. And then I saw it in play, and I'm like,
yeah,
this does way more than I thought.
That card is scary. God, I get that. The good sign, though, they only have one Ballista. So
yes, that's super important to know.
Yeah. They effectively have 5 copies of that Ballista, plus however many tutors they have for it. The white tutor, whatever it's called. Idyllic?
Enlightened.
So, yeah. All right, so we got to play around the Ballista. Crater Maker's a new thing. All right.
It's going to be interesting. Yes, and Goblin Lackey in chat. I can't imagine how fun it must be to play Goblins versus Eldrazi and just get to wreck literally everything they do.
Well, they have this blow up Emrakul's tech now to Sneak and Show, right? So you just get to play that card and get them.
This is a pretty good 6-card hand.
It's a little heavy on land, but if they don't Blood Moon us turn 1, we can fetch up a Forest. We have a Corruptor, which is great. We would love a Noble Hierarch, but yeah, the sand it's not impressive. I would not be surprised if we lost this game. I don't think we can keep that. I think we have to dig for it's dig itself, but
I think we want to naturally draw some decent cards.
Yeah, when we need to cast some stuff. Okay.
All right.
Yep. Interesting. All right. Oh, I like the multicolored green cards. It's nice.
Yeah, it gets a little weird. So do we just Forest Elf turn 1?
Yeah. Yeah, we just have to do that. With no other way to fetch, we just have to play into them, unfortunately. It's not great, but...
We just kind of accept, all right, if you have the natural...
Yeah, I mean, that's...
So be it.
It's the same thing when people play against us. It's just you gotta sometimes just lose. As Patrick Sullivan says... I forget exactly the line is, but someone has to lose every match. So
hey, we're 3-0 right now. We've already cashed this one. Everything from here is gravy.
Oh, we're still not out of this one. Okay, that's bad. It's their only one, as long as they don't start weldering us. for multiple ballista usages. They also just, if they fire that off, they have to play through like Invigorate, which is scary for them. Because they're probably going to want to be greedy and like pump that thing.
Yep.
The unfortunate part is we can't really do anything about it. God, Noble would have been so sick. We could have got Corruptor down. I guess there's a world where Corruptor's still just like really good here.
I mean, if we
just play a land and we just say go.
Yep.
Like, that's all we can do. It takes 4 to pump that thing, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
if they have another land, they can pump.
That's fine. But if they pump it once, they kill our elf, we draw, we already have a Corruptor in hand, we get it off the table at least. And it just kills one thing for 6 mana. Is that Lotus Petal?
Yeah.
Okay. It's got all the inventions. What you gonna do here? Yep.
Yep.
This is all playing out fine. I am super okay with this. Yep.
Yep. God, please attack with the Ballista. Please attack with the Ballista.
There's no reason to even berserk it because we just get to kill it with Corruptor next turn.
Right, but if I berserk one of these, then we Corruptor the other one.
Oh. I like that.
Okay, so I'm going to try to berserk the Painter Servant.
Yeah. This might be a little too cute. Berserk might be good enough late game to win, but I do like cutting down his resources. He's already played the Lotus Petal and stuff. How many cards do they have?
My opponent's on 2 cards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like this.
And if they blast, I get to like fight over it with Spell Pierce.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to take 3.
I think everything's okay. Like,
yeah. I don't hate our spot.
I will Spell Pierce like almost literally anything that I can.
No, we can't do that one.
Rats.
And we don't even get to Corruptor that because we have to Corruptor this stupid Ballista.
Yep.
Although they're at 12 life already. God, if we had any Noble Hierarchs this game, it would have been disgusting.
Oh, man.
That's a good draw, too.
Oh, man.
Fetch up, Trop, play that, blow up the Ballista. And we got ourselves a nice little race. All right, no Blood Moon, please. Although if they had Blood Moon, they would have already played that. So, like...
Oh, yeah.
He's going to shoot us for 1, so we'll be at 14.
And then it's even unclear if opponent can make an attack.
I mean, they can. We win the race, take 7 attacks for our 5.
Yeah.
Like, they can feel free to attack if they would like. We really need to draw like a Brainstorm or something to get these lands out of our hands. Bring it, dude. Yeah, that's right.
I like the safety net.
I don't hate that. So we're
So I think we just play Wooded Foothills and then send in the Ink Moth.
Yep. The 10-turn clock has arrived.
The nice thing about this is since my opponent's on a double Ancient Tomb hand, it's very possible that they will just kill themselves.
Yep. Yep. We got Force for Blood Moon. They still have to assemble 2 pieces for...
All right. I think this is worth a Force.
Well, so what are they going to get? Because they already use Ballista. If they get 1/2 of the combo, they have to draw the other half of the combo. Are we like afraid of Crater Maker?
Like Crater Maker is something that can. The Crater Maker beats our Ink Moth.
We can force when they cast Crater Maker. It doesn't put it into play. Like, don't we just see what they get and counter whatever they get if it beats us?
If we counter this now, there's not a second red source for a blast.
Okay.
Not 100%. But
how many cards do they have in hand?
1.
All right. Because the fact we don't have Noble Hierarch and we don't beat Bridge, maybe we have to counter this. It feels really wrong though.
I'm
They
not.
do.
I'm not sure about this.
How much time do we have on our clock? Because this might actually be
7.
okay.
So-
So what's like? Say they get bridge, then they have to have red blast to beat us when we counter bridge. If we counter this, what are we afraid of then?
I'm gonna fire it off.
Okay.
I don't want to use too much more clock. I think it's very close between counter and don't counter this.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about the Imperial Recruiter fetching up the bridge. We're talking about what if my opponent top decks a bridge.
Crop rot, huh?
I guess I can just get a Pendlehaven and
We could just get another Nexus and diversify our threats too.
sure.
Pendlehaven means more damage this turn. Is that relevant?
No, I don't think so.
Because how much infect they have? 1?
Just 1.
I don't think we need to fire off Crop Rot yet. Oh, you're just animating Nexus,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, I think I just keep both of these cards in hand and
Yep.
attack.
Yep. Wasteland's still in our deck, right? But they have 3 tombs, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Never mind. Okay. What are we rotating away for another Nexus?
I think
Trop?
the Trop.
Okay. It ups our clock to 2 a turn, and they're at 2 already, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes 1 pump spell good after 1 attack. Okay. Oh, this is super mana intensive to be animating both of these. I forgot about that. So we have
It's
to
a
just
little awkward.
we have to just play our Trop and fetch a Trop and just bash.
Yep.
I guess we didn't have to fetch the Trop to bash once. So we miss a little brainstorm value if we draw brainstorm, but I think I would have used a Trop to animate that.
Nope.
For what it's worth, oh, never mind. All their key spells are artifacts. I'm like, they can't actually red blast us after they play a thing, but if it's an artifact, they can. All right, whatever. We're just trying to beat them before they draw whatever off the top, and they're no cantrip deck. They're at 4 infect, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so we fortunately don't have them dead yet. A noble means we beat them. Ooh, he's realizing the race is afoot.
Do I take the trade to take this off the table?
No way.
I don't think so, right?
We get to attack with that next turn.
Yeah. This must means that they have
Painter?
another creature.
I guess it's Painter, but I mean we're never not taking that.
If it's a painter, though, we can attack into that because that doesn't kill Corruptor.
Yep, and it'll take its power off.
Pyroclasm.
What is that?
Pyroclasm.
Sure.
Deal.
Sure thing, boss. So yeah, Invigorate's a win, so we can fire this off.
Force Preordain, which I think I'm
So-
fine keeping both of those
Yep.
cards.
You put Fetch on top, then Vines on top of that to draw it next turn, and then we have Force blue card in hand for whatever they play. We attack for 2, they're dead to the pump spell next turn.
Yeah, I don't really know what beats us now. It'd have to be some
Blood
weird,
Moon plus
uncounterable
Blast.
sweeper.
Blood Moon plus Blast is what beats us. That's fine. That doesn't actually beat us.
It prevents lethal, though, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So how many cards do they have?
1. I think I just nug that and go for the kill.
I'm trying to think. Is there any way we get beat if we do that?
Just Blood Moon.
I mean, they do run 1 billion Blood Moons. Is there any way we can work around that?
I mean, it would just be us attacking in, having them take 2, and then if they attack, we go for it.
Next turn.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we don't.
Well. How much infect of that? 6?
Yeah.
Honestly think we let that resolve.
Okay.
Because, like, we just attack for 2 next turn. We don't even have to force the kill. And then if he tries to blow it up, we just finds it, and then he's dead to both of them next turn.
All right.
Like, so he's gonna be forced to pop that on his instep.
So do I attack with both?
Yeah. We're not actually pumping this turn. He's in the pinch. He has to do something or he's dead next turn to the same thing.
Okay.
And then we pump the thing he doesn't target. And if he tries to kill one, we just vines it.
All right.
And we vines it, and then we have force covering whatever he plays this turn. Sorry, I keep drifting out of frame because I'm getting relaxed.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so now we're just in the same situation as last turn.
Well, now he's just dead next turn.
Yeah.
It's like whatever
So
he
now-
plays, we just.
All right, Grindstone resolves.
It's fine.
I respect it. That's why you play Pyroblast over Red Blast, so you control better.
You control and fill up your yard for red delve spells that don't exist. And we just attack next turn. We're not in danger of clocking, right? I see red.
Yeah, we've got 3 minutes. We're fine.
Okay. That was a good match.
Very.
Crater Maker's a game changer.
That card is seeing play in more decks than I thought it would.
Yeah. So I guess we missed that when going over cards for.
Yeah. So like
builds.
Knight of Autumn, Assassin's Trophy. Those are very clear. The Legion War Boss is probably playable in Red Prison, but it's not amazing. I've tested it.
It's no Rabble Master.
Yeah. There are a handful of other things. The like Snapcaster Mage type instant is seeing some play in High Tide.
High Tide, yeah.
That counts as legacy still.
Oh yeah.
All right. So for any of you who have joined in recently, hello, my name is Phil Gallagher. I run Thraben University, a site dedicated to Legacy D&T. Joining me tonight is Nick Miller, who is helping me play some Legacy Infect.
That's great.
Sure seems like it.
About to tear off a 5-0 here.
That'd be great. I've only got 2 trophies right now. Gotta get back up to the healthy point of the leaderboard.
Probably gonna, when we're done here, probably gonna eat some dinner and then fire up some Eternal stream afterwards.
All right. So for anyone who doesn't know what Eternal is, can you give us like the 15-second rundown of what that game is and why people should like it?
It's a game that's created by Magic the Gathering players that plays very similar to Magic, and it has a usable interface. It is arguably the best free-to-play digital card game on the market, and I think it's great. I started playing it 4 months ago and love it. and I think y'all should play it if you like Magic but don't really like how expensive it is for playing online. You can actually free to play it from the get-go and have like real decks within a month or two.
All right. So
I
question.
stream it a bunch. It has limited and constructed.
Question from the chat about Infect. What are Infect's bad matchups?
Grixis Delver, Death Shadow, Mono Red Prison. 4-color loam lands in descending order. I would say those are the bad matchups. And once you get, and some of those matchups are winnable, but like Grixis Control is also not good, but I don't find it like unbeatable. Whereas Shadow and Grixis Delver have been historically very, very bad. Outside of that, lands and loam are beatable. Prison is unbeatable. I don't know, between Tom Ross, myself, Zach Cuck, I don't know if any of us have ever beaten Mono Red Prison in a sanctioned match. This hand would be great if it had a land.
Yep. Ugh.
It's all right. Could be up against D&T again. Damn. Are we on the draw?
We're on the draw. I think we keep it. I think it's loose.
Hold on. Because even if the top card of our deck is a Trop, what do we beat?
That's a good question.
I think what we're looking for is like Trop, Noble Hierarch, any other 2 playable cards on a 4. I don't like it. But this hand beats Belcher.
All right. Do we try to scry Trop to the top and hope
this
that...
hand is quite reasonable for a 4, I think. I think we just have to keep this, unfortunately. I don't know if a 3 is going to do more. Like, we are a combo deck still.
I think if my opponent thought seizes me, I'll concede.
I wholeheartedly agree. D&T.
D&T.
Nice. Still got a chance.
There's hope.
You could rip land and easily win this game.
Come on. Shit. All right.
Brutal.
It's fine. Fruity Birdman in chat. I'm glad you enjoyed the Maverick videos. I would love to play Maverick again on stream. I really enjoyed the deck.
That could be a problem.
All right. Do we just concede here?
I think we force this and try to draw a tropical island.
If I just concede, they don't know we're on Infect. They'll board wrong. But if I force this, I'm pitching Blighted Agent, so they know what deck I'm on.
Did they keep 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably just concede. My only argument against the they know to board against this plan is like we're on the play game too, and I think we're massively favored. That was a chop. That was a chop away from still winning. All right. I don't know if there's a world where Glistener Elf with Pendlehaven beats is enough, but not in that one. All right. So we bring in Caracas, we bring in Corruptor, we bring in Dismember, and we bring in on the play library, right? And Descender's Deliverance.
Yeah.
And then we trim Force, Preordain. What else did we trim before? I can't remember. I think we did like the almost no forces, right? We did 1 force. And we did
1 force, and
I think we cut up vines.
Okay.
So now what are we at?
So that's at 61.
So I think we can just move the wasteland for the Caracas.
Okay, that's Oh, we missed the spell pierces.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
So that lets us keep both Wasteland and Vines.
Yeah.
Right? So then that's 4, 5 out for 5 in.
Yeah. So we could decide if we want Wasteland / Second Force. I actually think I like the Second Force more than Wasteland. Wasteland doesn't do a lot in this matchup. It hits a troublesome port, but like that's about it.
Yeah, it's another colorless source for some of your cards, but you don't actually have that many colorless sources that you actually need. Almost all of your things are colored or free.
And whereas you want to actually use Wasteland, you want Caracas for the mana in this matchup and the Bouncing of Thalia.
The only other thing I'm not sure about is if Second Force is better than First Pithing Needle.
I generally don't bring in Pithing Needle in this matchup. If you think from your side it is more scary than than that card, do it, because I'll trust you on that one. But I generally don't bring it in.
All right, let's not bring it in. I think Pithing Needle is an awesome card against D&T, generally speaking, but a lot of times when Infect wins, it doesn't have time to cast a Pithing Needle.
Yep. Ugh.
Weird hand.
This hand is really weird.
I think it's bad. I think it's too clunky.
God, if it had a noble or a second land, we're just not gonna be able to double spell if we brick.
Yeah, I think this goes back, and we
having agent is just like clutch, but yeah, I think we can do better.
God,
what's going on with this hand? This one,
nothing. It's just one white mana.
Look at this collection of cards. Well, we were close to a trophy. Phil.
This is how we missed the 5-0 right here.
I think we keep this one. Despite the force being a brick.
We can't win with this hand, right?
The only way we win with this hand is like Blighted Agent is the first card on top of our deck. I think we have to mulligan this. Like.
God, why?
Have we had a hand with land yet? I guess that first hand had technically had a land.
Yeah, that Caracas was a land.
Yikes, dude.
All right. So, do I keep this? Like, do I just time walk myself, scry, try to find green source?
Oh god, I forgot we're on the play.
Play Noble into Elf, and try to go for Vines Kick to Invigorate kill.
That's never happening.
All right, but like, we don't get better than that, right?
We do better than that by getting land any play. Agree? Trop, Elf, Trop, Noble, infinitely better than all of these scenarios, right?
Yes.
Okay, we got a land. We got another land. We're keeping that one. All right. We got attack for 1 dialed up on the second turn. Okay, that's bad. And he's got Vile. Oh, sicko. Okay. So we're getting ported on our next turn after this one.
We're getting ported for every turn for the rest of the game.
Okay. All right. Well, let's play on. Gonna need to find Noble Hierarch. So we draw our fetch and we play it. Then next turn we draw a Trop, We fire off the brainstorm, find a noble hierarch, and then we're in the game.
Yeah, let's just ignore the Aether Vial ticking up towards our doom.
Look, that card doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's why we didn't board in the fucking needle to stop it.
I ain't worried about that card. That card takes like 4 turns to beat us. They're going to have enough time this match. Is that double port?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Their hand's a little... Man, if we had force, we could have probably won this game. Been on 0 cards at this point. All right, what do we got? Berserk, nice. Halfway there.
All right.
Keep on keeping on. And they got mom still? Or is this a bluff? Do people bluff online?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I should say I bluff online. So, Rudy gave me a lot of shit during our feature match. So I do a Vile bluff end of turn. I just look at him like, activate Vile on 1. He just looks at me. He's like, I know your entire hand.
Yeah, you got to make them respect it, though. If you don't do it sometimes, then it doesn't matter. You have to do it every time. Also, it's Rudy, so definitely do it. Always do it.
You got a Thalia for me? Make my life miserable? Yeah.
Hey, we could have crop rotted for Caracas there.
We're not in quite those dire straits yet.
Natural Caracas off the top here, just for the
All right. All right.
I don't hate that.
Me either.
I don't hate that at all. We're piecing something together here. So how would have our 7-card hand done against this draw? Probably pretty good, right? It just had... no, Thalia beats all our Glistener Elves. Probably not great.
Yeah. I don't...
Because none of those other hands were remotely keepable.
No.
I don't think we can keep the no land Time Walk ourselves if the top card's a land we theoretically play.
I don't brainstorm yet, right? Like...
Nope.
I'm not under enough pressure to.
No, we just keep waiting. I'm just hoping to find a noble hierarch. Okay. Got their first removal spell covered.
Kind of. Maybe. Natalia is a problem.
Dude, we got all kinds of lands.
All right. What do you have for me? How bad is it?
Hopefully it's Mirren Crusader and we just get put out of our misery real quick.
What
is that?
That's a Brightling.
Okay, that's fine. Can we berserk that?
The answer to that question is yes.
But they just flicker it and then it...
Maybe they'll pump all their mana into it.
We should honestly be considering berserking this Thalia.
I don't hate that. Should I just do it?
I've been kind of treating this game as a joke, but it might actually be right to do that. So we're going to take like 1 billion this turn, and then we're going to get our colored mana tapped down though off now.
Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose to a lot of things. I also can't force now, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, who cares? What's Phylon?
3.
So they don't have they might have Flickerless. Kill that. Oh yeah, kill that Thalia.
All right. All right.
I would animate a Nexus with that mana.
No, we're gonna waste mana.
But now we can't force.
Shut up.
All right, 1/10 of the way there. Nope. Okay. We would have animated before.
Could have forced. I don't think that mistake is gonna matter though. In all honesty.
How much damage does Brightling do? I don't understand. Does it require white mana to pump?
So it's colorless to pump. It's white to give like lifelink or bounce or do the cool things.
Okay. How much damage can Brightling do? Like, do we have 2 turns?
Yeah.
All right, then we're dead. I think we needed to crop rot at the tapped land for another blue source so that we could have played a creature this turn.
All right. If they just have another. All right. So that recruiter will beat us.
Yeah, that's getting Ballista almost certainly.
Okay.
What'd they get?
Ballista.
Yeah. All right, GG.
All right. I guess I'm not technically dead.
I mean,
right? We can force the Ballista if they cast it for 2, or like literally whatever they cast it for.
But we're dead in 2 combat steps, so we can't actually win. I guess if they tap out and let us force it, we could then draw Brainstorm into land, triple Invigorate. No, that's too many cards. Sucks that we drew crop rotation against the deck. We want them, but we just didn't ever have a.
Yeah, I mean we were so far past functional.
Yeah. And he's still porting us.
All right. Well, I guess I brainstorm, right?
I think you crop rot for a drop.
Okay. Because it gives us the same options.
And then if we draw Agent, we play it, and then we still die. I don't know why we're still playing at this point. Library, nice.
All right.
We could kill ourselves.
I'm going to just double check to make sure my opponent isn't dead for prizes real quick, and then I'm going to concede.
Is that a thing? Like 4-0s get paired against people with no wins?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. That seems pretty bad.
All right, I guess could I brainstorm into? No, I can't brainstorm into like. Doesn't work.
We would need land, triple, invigorate, and unfortunately, that's 4 cards.
That's 4 cards.
Yeah. Almost.
So we had a good match there. The 5-0 was very much in reach, but the set of mulligans we had there was super rough.
Effectively had 2 non-games, and that was match 1. Game 1 of that match. We had no playable hands. That one we theoretically could have kept a 7 that was woefully unimpressive, and then we could have kept a 4 card hand with no mana, which. Yeah, I don't think there's any worth thinking it over or beating yourself up. We just got a little unlucky, but deck definitely performed. We won some crazy matches. We won some long matches, played against a nice spectrum of decks, played well, I think, for the most part.
Yep. I mean, the last match was sort of a throwaway, but, that aside, everything seemed great. So it looks like Infect is certainly a viable deck in the metagame. We got a couple of free roll wins, not as many as you might expect. There's kind of this tendency to think that Infect is this super quick aggro-y combo deck, when in reality, most of the games we won were just chip shots over 4-ish turns.
That's the game plan. We got to turn 2 DMT round 1, and I think that was our only turn 2. And then... Did we have a turn 3 earlier? I don't think so. I think everything else was just.
We got just about all of them through chip shots. Yeah.
Yeah, we got miracles on like turn 4 when they tapped out for a Jace, but that's 4 is not super fast either. So.
All right. Well, Nick, thank you very much for joining tonight. Yeah. This was sort of one of my sort of stream goals, is to get some guests in here, and this will hopefully be the first of many. And so, were you going to go and stream some Eternal after this?
I'm gonna eat some food and then I think do it. So unfortunately, I can't quite set up the just host
Just the
right
free
into it.
host. All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna get some food first and
All
do
right.
some other things. But there'll definitely be an Eternal stream tonight. I might even stream the Magic the Gathering Arena because I got a sealed pool for Guilds of Ravnica that I might play.
So Nick, if people are looking to find you, where can they find you?
So on Twitter, it's at Nickthos, and on Twitch, it is also Nickthos. So whatever the twitch.tv/Nickthos, so Nickthos. And I don't really do the snaps or the Instagrams or the any of that kind of stuff. And my Facebook's kind of privated now to mostly just friends. So you can find me on Twitter and Twitch, and on the SCG Tour on weekends in which we have opens. You can find me on the twitch.tv SCG Tour channel, which I'm sure most of you probably already follow, but we'll be in Dallas for a Modern Open in 2 weekends, and then Charlotte for I don't even know, some open of some kind, probably Modern.
You can also find Nick Miller on some sweet Thopter tokens.
Yes, I have plenty of the sweet Thopter tokens here. I have a box full of them. I gave out a bunch in Columbus last weekend. I'll be giving them out in Dallas, and I'll be giving them out in Charlotte. And if upon request, if you're going to be at a certain event, I can also like pull some aside for that event and give them to you. I think at some point, if I eventually commission some emotes for my Twitch channel, I'll probably do some like, if you subscribe, you get a token or whatever. So that'll be a thing if I ever get my Twitch emotes made. But I've been kind of lazy about that.
Yeah, it's a long process. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you very much for joining me. I also want to thank my 2 sponsors, Card Hoarder, for letting me borrow all these sweet cards so that you could see some Infect tonight, as well as Cardboard Live for having that awesome extension on screen that lets you all see the deck list. So I think I'm going to go out of town to Greensboro this weekend to go play a bunch of video games. By the way, Nick, if you're free this weekend and you want to join, let me know.
Going to be out of town, but I appreciate it.
Rats. So the stream that normally would have been on Saturday is going to get moved to Sunday. So just to show the schedule real quick. So Sunday, I'm going to be playing a Tainted Pact deck list that cashed the Legacy Challenge. And then next week, I'll be playing Mono Black Control, D&T with Hallowed Spirit Keeper, and Stoneblade. After that, I will have worked through most of my donation queue. So if you're looking to do something to support the channel and you want to do more than just following or something like that, the donation queue is available. So folks, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy some Legacy.